Also, let me get the large tiki tonic.
Oh my god.
Focus podcast.
Hey yo, relax.
Hey, the Steve Smith episode. That means there's a lot of slander coming this way. This episode.
Yeah, Flandergini, episode 89.
Hey, Flandergini will never not be funny. Pulling the Flandergini out the garage.
Slander roast is a good one too.
I can't be bothered with paying homage to forefathers. See the future like the car show floor models. Both feet in the snow so that my core follows. We don't mourn for the dead, nigga. We pour bottles, drown sorrows. Ocean blue, Murcielagos. Started with.
All right. Started with Similac powder in a baby bottle.
Damn.
How y'all doing?
I'm good, bro.
I'm good. I'm great.
I'm honestly better. I'm talking to you guys. I feel.
Oh man,
world's
good,
better.
Hear that, man.
Yeah.
What friends before?
Got a heart.
Woo-wee.
What was on your mind before? What had you down in the dumps?
Well, if you don't know, it's Friday, January 27th.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Paul Pelosi really got you down bad. That's fucking crazy.
I'm seeing my mans go out like that, you know. Him and Jim Murphy, the two important white men in my life, and I'm joking.
I respect it. No, I respect it. I respect it.
Nah. What a crazy day to drop your hot video though. Like, especially
it's
like
fun.
when you like rocking. Your wife was doing the kente cloth kneel and all that shit. Like, you picked today, my G. Today,
I forgot about that. I do love that. Like all the body cam footage for both of those cases was leaking on a Friday, so people could just like hit the button and go home for the weekend.
Like a fucking mixtape.
That is kind of crazy. Like that video dropped the same day as the
Tyre Nichols video.
Yeah,
hey, did you watch Blake? Did you watch the Paul Pelosi video?
I did.
That shit didn't make no sense. Like he opens the door and is just like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And
the breakdown of the situation made no sense. Where they went from, so first off, dude's outside the house for what seemed like a good 3 minutes. It's nighttime. It's dark out. He's banging like on a window or a door, some type of glass, trying to break it with a hammer to get into the house. This is in some wealthy, rich neighborhood in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So the houses are packed next to each other. Like the house is big, but like there's not 10 feet between the houses. So everybody can hear this shit. Nobody cuts a light on, says, "What's the fuck's going on out there?" Looks out there, nothing. And I know they have to know who the fuck their neighbor is, like who owns this house, 100%. Who lives in this house. They know because the police presence is different around there.
I'm pretty sure they said that the dude was screaming like, "Where's Nancy?" He might have started saying that when he was in the house, but I know he started screaming
in the house. Yeah, either way, a hammer like that is not quiet because the swings he was taking, it was some John Henry type shit. Like he was getting to it.
So like in the video, do you see like him beating up?
No, he gets in the house and then he gets upstairs and he's standing over Paul Pelosi, who's still sleeping in the bed. This dude's still slept through someone banging on the window with a hammer in the middle of the night. That's how come I was saying
perk 30.
He was off the jiggers. He was gone. Like, but he was fucked up. He was home alone. Nancy was in Washington. He tore himself up that night and went to bed like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm slizzard. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow."
Hey, as a man who has a wife who occasionally will take trips, I will tell you this. That's the best thing you ever get. You crack you some liquor, go lay in the bed by yourself, spread eagle type shit. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Like, normally I would even have another one right now, but I'm about to fuck it up. But he was upstairs, dude standing over him, wakes him up. It's like, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" All this shit. For some reason, dude lets him go in the bathroom by himself because he said he had to go to the bathroom. And that's where he calls the police. He's like, "Hey, someone broke in my house looking for my wife. With a hammer and all this shit." Like right. And the police come finally. They knock on the door. No one opens the door. They knock again. The door gets open. And it's literally the wildest shit that you have ever seen. Paul Pelosi's fucking half shell and he's in his fucking underwear with a button up on.
I want to know why he had a button up on. Like if he was in the bed, was he asleep and drawing the button up? Like he absolutely passed out off some shit. That wasn't like I went to bed. He passed out.
Hell nah. He was when dude walked in, Paul Pelosi was like sleep with his booty in the air. Like There ain't no fucking way. He was that kind of sleep.
I know the Republican conspiracy theory was that this is his gay lover, which I don't know if that part may have.
And they didn't have the
some
tape
legs
when they fed that, but when you look at the tape,
they were basically holding hands when he opened the door. Like obviously he had a hammer that he proceeded to beat the shit out of him with.
Well, Paul had Paul had one hand on the hammer, and the dude had two. The cops were like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And Paul then tries to pull the hammer away, and the guy like tugs it back, and the cops are like, "Hey, drop the hammer." The guy's like, "Absolutely not." He literally fucking says that, and then I think Paul just lets his hand go, like he gets off the hammer because the guy's like focused on the cops at this point. And as Paul takes his slow ass step, turn and run away like a pull step, like a bucket step, like a lineman would do. But his shit was hella slow, so he didn't get no ground. The guy just brings down the hammer of fucking God, like on top of Paul Pelosi.
Paul immediately crumples. Immediately
What?
the dirt.
Yo, but he got knocked out and started snoring. I've never seen that shit before.
I didn't realize he was snoring. That's crazy.
Oh, you got to cut the audio on.
I got to turn it up. I need to turn it up.
But so as soon as he swings the hammer down, then the cops like dive in. There's like three of them, and they all get on top of this dude and get the hammer from him.
It seems like he might have got a couple extra hits in on the ground too. Like by the time the cops got
probably
to him, it
did get
looked like
one
he was
more.
like hitting him a couple times.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
that shit was.
this dude was off his fucking rocker.
I 100% thought that the cops showed up to the dude beating his ass. Like I thought when they got there, it was like the door was open and he was whooping his ass. Not like because they opened the door like they were in like a domestic dispute. Like it was on some like, hey, what's going? Like, hey, officer, what's going on? Who called you? Type
there was
shit.
some back and forth going on.
Yeah, he didn't like. Oh, fucking help me! This guy's trying to kill me and like looking for the speaker of the house currently. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. No, it was all very, very, very strange, and just the nonchalantness that the cop showed, like walking up to the house. Like if you didn't have the audio on, but like it just sounded like coworkers like out on a night of work or whatever.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh,
when they opened the door, they clearly were not ready for what the fuck they saw like, at all."
No. Yeah, but yeah, I'm interested. I know that there's audio of the 911 call. If he said someone broke into his house, they were way too calm for that.
He did.
Like if what is knocking on the door going to do if someone broke in the house? The burglar's going to open the door for you? Because if I'm him, I'm staying in the bathroom. I'm calling the cops. I'm staying in the bathroom until the cops get there.
Yeah, like it's all just with what the call was and who made the call. The response made zero sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you would think that like that would trigger some like, hey, the Secret Service also needs to know that this is happening right now.
He specifically asked for the Capitol Police, which I guess are probably it's the Secret Service or people in the Senate. Probably they probably do go out there with them, but I don't even know why they'd be that far in the first place. Like,
yeah, that didn't make no fucking sense. That's wild.
That story doesn't make sense.
Hey,
I will say that video.
I don't really fuck with Nancy Pelosi, but it's a great thing she wasn't there because he absolutely would have murdered her.
Oh,
she would have been a pack. And
they can't even keep a gun in the house. That's against the whole. They can't. They found out they had a pistol in there.
Oh my god! I don't even know what the conversations would have been. It's like Paul Pelosi shoots a fucking home invader. Like, oh my god,
a 15-round AR-15.
Oh my god, nasty. Speaking of Paul Pelosi, hey, have you ever heard about Paul Pelosi's like stock success?
Oh yeah.
They said motherfuckers got an AI that just tracks what he puts his money into because he's so randomly good for no explainable reasons at picking the right stocks. That it's
sounds
like
fishy.
Just do what he does and you're coming up.
Yep, two of the popular strategies on Wall Street Bets is to follow Paul Pelosi's investments and then to inverse Jim Cramer. If y'all know who that is, he's the Mad Money dude.
Yeah,
who always be like, oh, like yelling on the stock channel or whatever.
That's hilarious.
To do the opposite of what he says.
That's crazy. Yeah, fuck the Pelosi's, but I don't know. I don't want to say anything else. I might incriminate myself. That's all I gotta say. Don't hit old men with hammers, but fuck the Pelosi's.
Don't hit old people with hammers.
I didn't say that.
People with hammers.
Some people might deserve getting hit with hammers, like
in the next.
No, y'all remember those dudes from Mount T? They jumped that old man and beat him with hammers when we were in high school. Y'all remember that?
I feel like I do remember that.
That sounds familiar.
It was like, man, I think the dude's name was like. They beat up like an old Asian man or something. It was a dude from Mount T. He ran tracks. Name was like Cyril or some shit like that.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
What's wrong with people?
I don't know. They just I don't know if they killed the guy, but did they kill him?
I remember when I was a little kid, I was like 5 or 6. There was this kid in our neighborhood, Andrew. He was like, I think he was like 10 or 11. He used to hang out with my older cousins. I don't know, but if we're probably talking about the same story, if you know what I'm talking about,
he ended up killing
that dude in Wrights Park.
Yes, because what happened? Like he I think his parents or something, they probably stayed on the hill, but there was like problems at his house, so he never was there. He was like living with friends on the north side.
Yep.
He went to Wainwright.
He lived in some apartments off of like 12th and Sprague, like just down from Sprague, and we lived off of like 23rd and like right by Al Davies. So he used to be over there kicking with my cousins all the time. And I remember one day they're like, yeah, like this guy got killed in the park, and they fucking caught Andrew, who'd be over here all the time. I was like, holy shit, that is beat that nigga to death with a hammer.
So the story was on that, because I found out more about this literally like last year. That wasn't the first person they had beaten up. It just would just went way too fucking far. But there was like stories around the neighborhood of them like roaming around just like the north end, jumping people. And the cops will get called and like say like, hey, yeah, no, there's a group of kids or whatever. They even like pointed out what house the kids always are in, but ultimately like they couldn't do anything because the kids would always get away or whatever. So they couldn't take action on it. And that last one happened, and that was it.
That happening, like if I'm out walking the dog or something that night or like doing whatever, I'll be carrying. I would never in a million years walk through no fucking Wrights Park at night. You're out of your goddamn mind. Like just in general, but after like having that in my growing up experience, absolutely not. But like that park is pitch black and big as fuck. Like
that park hella big.
Shit's big as hell. You are asking for trouble.
I heard that my dad said that shit was active in the 80s.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
When we just lived over there, we'd have our apartment window open. You would just hear random screams coming from the park and shit. Nah, nigga, I'm kidding. Because there'd be like the homeless encampments and shit is right there. They'd be in there doing all kind of dirt.
Hey yo,
oh sure.
Hearing random screams from Wrights Park is kind of crazy.
It's terrifying, nigga. It's terrifying. What the hell? Oh my goodness.
So like that last time they jumped somebody, they killed somebody.
Yeah, it was an old man. Beat him to death.
Killed him when he was walking through Wrights Park. And I think the oldest person was like 17 or something. Like they was all pretty young kids. And I think all of them got like, I think Andrew got out when he was like 21 and then ended up going back. So he was in jail for juvie for like 10, 11 years and then ended up going back.
I don't think there's no way to escape that shit. You go to jail, like juvenile hall as a child, you know, like
it's a wrap. Your life is basically over.
Because you're so fucking off track, like you're not gonna know how to get back into society and get your shit back.
Oh hell yeah. No, you're cooked. You are cooked. You're behind.
Yeah, maybe if you get put in at like 17 and you're down for a little bit, but he was preteen. Like, nah, it's a wrap for you. Your adolescence is jail. No,
that's crazy. Because I remember about the Mount T shit. I just remember like the dude was like he had like a track scholarship, ran track and everything. Because I remember Gabe's sisters was like good friend with him or something like that. But I remember like he was supposed to go to college for track and everything, and then they did that shit. And
that's some sick shit for real. Like we used to think we were like wilding out when we like go around egging people at UPS, and niggas was like beating people to death. That is absurd.
Yeah, like I never thought about that. I'm like,
no,
yeah,
with a hammer,
dog. Yeah, exactly. Like this, let's go fuck these old people up with bats and stuff. But people are terrible, man. Yeah, people are shady.
Whenever shit like that happens, I know like mob mentality is the thing, but I'm always shocked. Like, not only are you a crazy person, but you were able to convince several other people to do some like off the wall shit. If you call me like, hey man, I want to go downtown and see if we can find somebody to shoot, I'd be like, no, actually, you should reconsider a lot of things that you just said on this phone. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it sounds like a great time.
Let's go kill a random person.
Yeah, that's happening.
They always talk about like how much violence GTA inspires, but they don't ever talk about how many people it probably saves too. Like
facts.
Yeah.
Hey, GTA RP has probably saved a lot of people from murdering somebody. They just get to slide in the ops on the game.
Ever did I know so many unsavory people knew how to build custom computers and do all that.
That'd be the main thing I think anytime I see one of the videos, because it's like how many people are like PC gamers like that? Obviously, I'm sure there are people who are just literally buying it just to play GTA, but like there's a lot of fucking people that I would not expect to be bought PC on PC.
People hustling, selling weed just to build a game of PC, and then they quit.
This is a fact. What's the most dangerous fan base between GTA, RP, and 2K?
I'm saying GTA RP because I feel like you gotta like have some like it can be kind of modest, but you got to have some demented shit going on in your mind to like get on the game and like for real live a life where you're just like
that shit is kind of crazy.
Killing, stealing, and drug dealing for funsies.
I don't know. Some people get threatened to get shot on 2K.
I do think 2K has a larger swath of like the world, like right, like there's the niggas is on there, and niggas is also like playing against like random white boys and shit that come in like Ku Klux Klan outfit to the fucking park. So you already mad, but yeah, I don't know. GTRP, I feel like you going out your way to be evil playing that shit.
Telling you play the rec during the day on 2K. It won't take you like more than 3 games to find someone who's selling weed. Like that's their job.
Hey, I gotta call a timeout real quick. Somebody's at the door. If you play 2K during the day, yeah, it's a different game.
Go in game chat. Yep. Like, yo, what up? He's like, no shit, man. You know what's going on? All that type of shit.
There's some characters on that game.
I love that there's the meme of just like what people be doing in game chat. Like anytime I go into game chat on 2K, there's always somebody playing music incredibly loud. There's always a child making some sort of noise. And there's always a woman in the background making some sort of noise. Without fail, those 3 things will be present. Maybe all by one person, maybe
smoke detector.
Smoke detector be going on. I will say though, I'd be kind of deaf to smoke detectors just because I'm a nigga and grew up with smoke detectors on in the background. So I don't really be paying attention to those.
What? Niggas ignore smoke detectors?
Yeah, that's crazy.
When it just got the beep, I don't even think about no D batteries, nigga.
That should annoy me so bad.
That's hella annoying, dude. I couldn't deal with that.
It's more annoying as an adult, but when I was a kid, I didn't give a fuck. I'm not about to get on some stairs or a ladder. Fuck you.
Hey, how many white people y'all think on 2K? Or what's the percentage of white people on 2K that make like black mod players?
100%.
Yeah, so
like,
I would say probably like 65 to 70.
You think it's that high?
Yes.
I've seen on the 2K subreddit, dudes literally are saying like, no, I do make a black mod player because I come show up the white when they step out the circle.
Yep, they won't play.
Are you serious?
And every white streamer I've ever seen play 2K has a black character. They won't play with. Do you step on the character when you got playing with a white dude?
I don't care. I just look at the overall.
You might when it's a white dude that you can tell. Like, remember when Fly made the dude that looked like fucking Jody High Roller? Like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
It's like, okay, this is probably a nigga just fucking around. But yeah, if it's like a white dude that shows up like, nah, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you, Brett. Fuck out of here.
That's hilarious. I remember when the story mode, like, remember you had like a twin. Remember like Goob did the face scan and yeah, and then Goob was like, he called me like, yo, why the fuck do I have a black twin and why are my parents black on here? And he like clearly made like a white guy for his mod player. Mm-hmm. That shit. I love that. Shout out to Goob, man.
Shout out to him.
He said, "What's up, Blake?" I just talked to him like last week.
Oh shit, not shit. Where's he at? Do you know?
He's in LA or San Francisco. I know he's in Cali.
Oh, he's still over at Traviston. All right.
Mm-hmm. He's doing good though.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. Yo, making a yeah. I'm gonna make a white guy from 2K next year.
I made one on the I think 14 or something.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna start making white guys. I wish they had the they should just let you make like bring your like woman to like the park on there, like, you know, the WNBA.
Why not?
Players. Yeah, didn't they do that on the NBA Live shit? Like their little.
Hey, I heard. If you think niggas don't want to play with a white character, you show up with a woman.
Like, oh, he got a whole bitch out here.
They're niggas will find a way to like disrobe you on fucking 2K. That is not gonna work. You know the kind of bullying you would face. You could be on there as a man in game chat talking the whole time. You're not surviving. Don't sound like a good idea at all. 2K knows what they're doing. They should not.
Like, why'd your thick ass miss that layup?
They have a smack in the ass emote after shots are made and shit.
Dude, like that last NBA Live, that shit looked tough. Like how they had you playing in like the pro-ams. Like it was like the last NBA Live demo on like the courts in like Venice Beach and all the
that was like courts. 16 or 17, I think.
Yeah, he can sell you on some shit now. Don't slide him.
It looked good, man. I'm like, yo, this is fucking dope. And then you play the game, it's like this gameplay sucks ass. Yeah. I remember like fucking they had like small ass Isaiah Thomas like pinning LeBron shit off the glass and like full court runs and all this.
I was about to say every player that jumped, it felt like you were playing slam ball. Like everything. Honestly, EA should just make NBA Street at this point because they seem to have the mechanics down and their courts definitely look better than 2K when they were making it.
And their presentation is good and everything. It's just the gameplay is just shit.
Yeah, they got to work on the gameplay portion.
Yeah. Nah, shout out to NBA Live, man.
I don't got a good segue for this, but before we move on to regular stuff, Blake, you're the only one that's watched this Tyre Nichols video. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, sure, man. So
break it down for us. Give us the game film.
Sure, yeah, man. Like, so obviously, yeah, that's what I was saying. Today's January 27th. This shit came out at 7 p.m. Eastern time today. Tyre Nichols, I don't know what his age was. But either way, young black dude from Memphis. Probably all know a dude like this, skater guy, chill dude, never in no trouble, worked at FedEx. He was in a traffic stop back on the 7th of January. Cops pulled up on him. Wild, fucking crazy aggressive. And this wasn't just normal cops. This was the gang unit from the Memphis PD. They're called like Scorpion or something like that. But these are the dudes who wear like fucking hoodies and bulletproof vests and drive Chargers with no lights on them. The scary fucking cops. So these dudes pulled up on him, wild, aggressive, yelling at him, get out the fucking car, pull him on the ground. He's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Because he's like, I don't know, like 2 blocks from his house at this point. And he hadn't done anything wrong. This traffic stop is happening literally in the turn lane of probably like 1-2 turn, 1-2, what is that, 5-lane street?
Yeah.
So pretty busy street. They pull up on him, pin him in like on a busy ass street like that, yelling at him to get out the car. It's already like 5 cops on him at this point. They try to pepper spray him, they try to tase him. And he's like freaking out because the level of aggression. He's like, yo, like, y'all are doing the most right now. He literally said it to him on the video. And he's like probably the calmest one in this. And I think like shit just got to a point where like in anybody's mind who's on the ground in that spot, it feels like you're about to die. And they hadn't even started getting to the bat sheet yet at this point. They were just being a wild aggressive with him, trying to force him to get on the ground and put his arms behind his back so they could like put the cuffs on him.
And you said he was a pretty big dude, right?
Tyre?
Yeah, the cop, or you were saying the cops were big, or he
cops were all fucking huge.
Yeah, the pictures of them do look big.
Look like the Eagles D line, bro. Like these motherfuckers were huge.
Yeah.
So Tyre's like he's a skinny dude. Like he might be like 6'2", like 180, 170. Like
oh wow,
he's a rail,
kind of like a little slim guy.
Yeah. So he wiggles out of there. They try to shoot him with the taser. Shit falls off. And he like rips his hoodie off and just starts booking down the street because like dude was like, I completely get it. Like he really fucking thought he's about to die. And like unfortunately he was right, but like he turned the corner, busted down the street. And they stayed on one cop's body cam while this shit happened, who stayed back at the thing, and like he inadvertently got pepper spray in his eye from one of his homies trying to pepper spray Tyre. And you hear another cop say, man, I hope they stomp the fuck out of him. They stomp the fuck out of him or whatever. About Tyre and saying like which way he went. More cops are showing up while these cops are still in the middle of the street at the first site, and they're pointing the direction to which way he went. So then there's, like I said, there's multiple body cams here, so it's a lot to watch. But they catch up to the next scene. Basically, the cops catch him, and it just literally ensue like beating the shit out of him. To the point where at one point, like they're holding him up and have his arms, and one dude is like taking full on haymakers and swinging it like crazy ass Deontay Wilder type punches, bro. He falls to the ground. There's one. It's the same like big dude is the same one through the haymakers. When he's on the ground, he's kicking Tyre in the face and shit. And then when all this is done, that dude is like limping around because he did so much shit to him. Yeah. There's another cop that says like, no, clear out. I'm gonna get him with the baton, and he whips the shit out and just keeps looking for openings to hit him with the shit while they're holding him on the ground. And so this went on, like the beating of him went on for probably like, I don't know. It felt like probably like 4 or 5 minutes. More cops show up. You think like backup, right, to help with the situation. They're hopping out their car and coming to get in on the beats too. The shit is just it's insane. And like all this is captured because they have like a I forget what they called it. It's sort of like an eye in the sky, like it's a pole cam that's just in this neighborhood to monitor crime in general. Mm-hmm. And the shit like just it's motion sensor. So once they literally stopped right underneath it, and you can see all of it, but they all have body cams too. So it's like you can watch it from the angle of the body cam, and then you can go watch the whole entire thing from a much clearer view from up top. And after they done beat this man senseless, and he's like just sitting on the ground cuffed and leaned up against the car, it's probably another 30 minutes until like actual aid is rendered, and all of that is on camera. And they're standing around talking. It sounds like the way that they're talking to each other, it's honestly like if y'all know, like you've been involved in like a blowout in fucking football, and like all y'all are out the game, standing on the sideline talking about all the shit you just did in the game.
Yeah,
they're talking like that, and then as more people start showing up, their stories start turning into, or not stories, but they start saying, and yeah, you saw like he went for my gun, right? Yeah, man, like he's fucking tripping. The dude was wild. He's definitely on something. He's definitely on something, right? They start saying shit like that to each other, like just getting the stories in sync so they can tell their lies and shit. And like honestly, if these cameras weren't there, like I don't know what the fuck happens, but it's horribly sad. Tyreek's on the ground screaming like for his mom and shit because his house is like 80 yards away from like where this shit is going on, and that's why he ran the direction. He's trying to run home.
Wow.
It's honestly, like I said, like probably the worst shit that I've ever seen. Like obviously the Rodney King shit is horrible, but that was like extremely grainy and a long time ago, and I honestly haven't gone back.
Yeah, that's footage from the 90s.
They were doing him bad as fuck.
This shit was horrible. Like it looked like, I don't even mean to make a fucking joke like this, but like on wrestling when like Vince McMahon would just sick his dogs on people and just have him beat the shit out of him in the middle of the ring on Raw for like 15 minutes. It was like that type of shit. Like the shit was fucking horrible. Like,
that's a lot. Yeah, when I remember like a week or two ago hearing people saying like, oh man, when people see this Memphis video, this is gonna be way worse than like anything with George Floyd. And I think a lot of that came from like with George Floyd, obviously that shit was traumatic to watch and it took so long, but it was like it was one singular action and it was like one person, not like this. How you're describing it sounds like these motherfuckers are doing this for fun. And like kind of how we just talked about with the kids in the park. Like, how many other times have you done this? How many times have you just beat the fuck out of somebody and not killed them? Because if y'all are fucking NSYNC tag teaming and shit like this, like you probably have done this multiple times. And like, I hope
probably do that shit all the time, bro.
I think like, they do
know that's normal.
And in my opinion, from like looking at this and seeing like their sort of camaraderie, how they moved about it, how they like try to get the story shit like this.
Yeah,
like you guys said, I think this is regular shit. I think they meant to get somebody else here. Like I wouldn't be surprised if these dudes are dirty and they grabbed the wrong dude.
Yep, somebody else that drives the same Honda Civic or some shit. Like,
they swear they had the right guy because one towards the end of the video when like I don't know what they are. They're like they're sort of maybe like their management for the cops or whatever. Is pulling up and like the cops are saying like the people who are pulling up say that they have one in custody and they're like, how the fuck is he saying he has one in custody when we got one right here?
Wow.
Yeah, so they got the wrong one.
Shit like watching these videos, I think the last like cop video I watched was the Rayshon Brooks one. And I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm just more emotional about shit. That shit had me like crying at work and stuff because it's like, dog, like I just looked Tyre Nichols, 29, like same age as all of us, like just minding your business and like on your way home, whatever the case may be. And
regular
like nothing that you did in your life would prepare you for this. And it's just shitty that like I don't know, we get into these arguments with people who are like, when we say fuck the police or like shit like that, it's like, oh well, not all, like I don't want to hear that shit about not all cops, like because it only takes one cop. It only takes a group of 5 people to fucking do some shit like this and like inflict this type of pain on someone. And you do that, and then like obviously like you have to watch that video, so then it's like you then go into your next situation with the cop. You might like look at it a little different because it's like
because
I don't know. It's
cops don't wear shit on their shirts that says I'm one of the good ones. It's not how it works. So it's like even if it's not all,
they all
police,
look the
like,
same.
It don't matter. Like it's if this is what I have to fear could happen to me, like that's a real fucking like issue. Like that's not okay.
And it's 5 black cops. If I'm ever gonna think like, oh shit, I'm gonna be straight. Like if I'm ever gonna go to the cop for some help and I see a group of 5 black cops, I'm like, oh, got it. At least these niggas like kind of understand, like maybe empathize with me a little bit. And they're the ones that did the most bad. Like everybody who's seen this video is like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like regardless of it being police beating, this is by far the worst police beating I've ever seen. And it's fucking 5 niggas from Memphis. Like that's absurd. Something gotta shake, man.
Even if like if you just heard how they were fucking talking, dude, like this is not normal. Like, and
that power, man.
We've seen a lot of shit over just the last like few years. We've seen a lot of shit. And that shit in itself is not normal. This shit is not normal among the not normal shit. Like this is
for sure
fucking wild.
And I think it comes from like kind of like what Jamal just said. Like it comes from the like a lot of these cities that like might have a lot of crime have these like special gang task force and shit where you're kind of like arming people who like you think can blend in with this community or are willing to do like oh, we want you to be able to deal with the worst of the worst. So like we're equipping you with all this shit, we're giving you all this money, and we're telling you like anybody that you run into is basically the worst person walking the streets. Like anybody you run into that you have to talk to is a gang member. They're wanting to kill you. They sell drugs. They're killing innocent people. So they're already going into it like everything I need to do needs to be.
They're on the defense the whole time.
Yeah, honest, already on the defense. Like if you come up to me, get the fuck out of the car, get on the ground. I'm like, what? Like even if I get pulled over, I'm like already a little nervous. Just to begin with, I'm getting pulled over, like I'm about to get in trouble for something, right? But like
getting pulled over is scary as fuck.
You come up with that type of energy, like I'm now not gonna act like I would normally act. Like I'm not thinking about running from the cops or no shit like that. But like, okay, damn, like you niggas in hoodies is running up on me saying, "Get the fuck out the car!" You pull me out, you pepper, like
you don't
whoa,
even
what
look
just
like
happened?
police.
Like,
and niggas thought you was probably getting robbed.
Fuck yeah, you thought some niggas pull up on you in Chargers, big ass M'Baku shake niggas pull up on you in hoodies and Chargers.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a lick. Like I need to get the fuck out of here. Like
exactly. That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, no, that shit's nasty.
Cops. That shit's just nasty, bro. Like I get like when you get the badge and you're in law enforcement, you can feel the power, but it's like, bro, like how do you like as like a black man, bro? How do you do that to somebody like one of your own, somebody that look just like you, like somebody that could look like your nephew, your brother, like a sibling, a cousin? Just how do you do that to somebody like that? It's fucking nasty, bro.
Something is wrong. Like at some point, like it went from like they definitely stopped caring about actually getting him into custody. Like that's
yeah. Hold the arms.
The thing
up.
that's like is so obvious about this, and it's like, bro, like I'm sure that because again, like the way that these dudes were moving, like it was like real fucking tight. Like I'm sure they put away some fucking horrible fucking people, but like you can't just be let loose to do this on like fucking anybody with as little information as you had about that shit. Like it's about like it's innocent until proven guilty, no matter what the fuck the person did. So it's like you cannot be the judge and the juror and the executioner and shit like that. Like you gotta fucking go. Like
under any circumstances,
how that shit works.
Like, unless you are being like fired on or like you
stopping someone else from dying.
Yeah, that's the only time I really want to see police like doing shit like this. Like any other times where it's like, oh, I feared for my life, and we get to these, oh, he had a cell phone or you reach for a wallet. Honestly, like I need you to. I would prefer you die, quite frankly. Like, and that sounds really like obviously people's survival instinct isn't going to be like that, but like I would prefer you take a couple extra seconds to make sure you're doing the right fucking thing, and you potentially be put in harm's way versus like a random 29-year-old is. This is obviously still an extreme case, but like random people, basically. Like a lot of these cases just be somebody ends up in the wrong place at the wrong time. The dude that just died in LA that was in a car accident is like acting erratic because he's fucking terrified of police. And it's like, well, we tased him 19 times. So yeah, we stopped his heart. Like I'm acting that way because of your track record. And then you doing this to me is now going to have the next person like, fuck, they just tased the nigga 100 times. Now they're tasing me. Like I need to get the fuck out of here. Like I don't care that you're police. I need to get away from you. I'll even go to jail later. I just need to get away from you because you were about to kill me, man. That's just gross.
So I mean, I guess a small semblance of silver lining of this is that all 5 have been indicted, and I think 3 of them have been charged with murder, or and the rest of them have like other very serious charges. But I think more people are probably going to start getting charges after these videos. Because there's more than 5 people involved.
Yeah, and God, like, where is the like? Oh, not all cops are bad, nigga. Where was the good one to like? Hey, y'all need to like chill. Like, you're killing this person. Like, where's the good people at?
They showed up, but they weren't among the first 12, 15 cops. But because they showed up, because you could tell their behavior stopped.
The energy changed. Yeah, once the boss showed up, it was like, oh,
whoever it was people that weren't inside their fold. People who actually had like lights on top of their car showed up.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I knew this shit was bad. They were talking. Don Lemon was talking to the Memphis chief of police, and she was like, "I've never seen anything like this. This is like, if you watch this video, this is beyond like what you should be capable of doing to another human." And she's like, "When I seen it, I had to immediately do something. Like, I had to get rid of these guys. Like, there was no cop and please. There was no like, well, no, it was immediate. Like,
we trust our officers. None of that.
None of it. Just immediately fired, immediately charged, immediately like." Oh man!
You said this was like a gang unit, right?
Yeah, I think. It says there. His hoodie said organized crime.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta think about it though. It's like I'm pretty sure like when they like select these special like task force units, whatever, for like gangs and to deal with these certain areas, I'm pretty sure they have a way they select these motherfuckers that are in these groups. They probably try to pick the biggest, strongest motherfuckers.
Sure. Intimidation.
Yeah, and it's like exactly the most physically intimidating people they can. It's like, bro, like I don't care who you are. You can't just throw like 5 big ass motherfuckers and give them like you get to wear fucking LRG hoodies and Carhartt jeans, and you get to ride in Chargers with no lights on it. Like, yo, they just in the city just wilding out, just beating the shit out of people, trying to beat up like gang members, bro.
He's telling his boy, like, while the dude's on the ground, slumped over, like cuffed sitting on the side of the car, like, bro, I was sitting in with nothing but haymakers, bro. Like, we was getting his ass, like we was on him, like that. That's how they're fucking talking. Like, they know what they did.
Yeah, that just shows that they do this shit all the time, man. That's some regular shit to them. This time it's just caught on camera. Imagine like all the people they've done this to that like probably like maybe didn't deserve this, and that shit is shitty, man.
And we see how like I think of like talking about this kind of makes me think of like the Freddie Gray situation where they like threw him in the back of the police car and they start driving and all of a sudden he got a broken neck. It's like in that situation, people are like, well, what was he doing? Asking all these extra questions, and like. If there's not video, people are immediately into the defense of the cops, which is just like, I feel like that's already letting us know that there's something wrong with it. Like, people are dying. If in any circumstance where someone dies, I'm like, what happened here to cause their death? Not like, oh, they probably deserve to die.
That's
like,
the culture, bro. Like,
our country is ass, bro.
That's I mean, it's more so like I think human culture, because in general, like we're taught like police don't do shit like this to people who don't do bad things. Like police are there for bad people. Do it. But
America
then
do good
it just keeps happening, and they do so much of a good job of selling their narrative prior to you actually getting the actual truth of it. Yep. So it's like it's a lot to try to defeat in your head to like just start questioning the shit like all the time to that level.
It's just like, man, obviously I won't say I'm biased because I feel like I'm right, but being black, like you immediately start with the question of like they're bad, not trust, but like how many videos do you have to see like this for like, okay, let me reevaluate how I think about this. Every single one of these like beatings and shootings and tasings and all these can't be right. And it's not like it's like the Rodney King one was like, okay, that's the first one. And then it was a really long time before you've seen it. But like we're at 2, 3, 4 a year where there is video evidence of people being wrong. And we're just like, well, not we, because we're not, but like people are just still like, okay, well, that guy fucked up. But it's not like this is all okay. This is all one. It's always Memphis Police Department. It is police department, sheriff's departments all over the country, continuously fucking up and continuously doing the wrong thing. And even when it doesn't result in death, it's this cop was dirty. These cops was fucking in their cars. These cops was raping bitches. These cops was doing like. There's always so like. Obviously, there are cops who are doing good work and aren't doing wild shit like this. And we don't get the stories.
There has to be.
They outnumber the people who are doing bad. If there's any other like profession where it's like, dog, they're inflicting mass chaos on our country, we would be like, nah, just get rid of it, or we need to rethink something. And it's still the default is, well, they must have been right until we prove them wrong. Like cops are one of the few groups of people that seem to really be innocent until proven guilty. Everybody else kind of immediately gets you're guilty, you got to like prove that you're not. And cops, you can watch. I'm sure there's somebody out there right now. Well, if he wouldn't have ran, if he wouldn't have did this, and maybe not because the cops are black. So I'm sure the people that usually do that are, well, the niggas is angry and violent. So that's what they're normally doing. But like, I just don't get how our politicians, anybody who has the power to like make meaningful change, see stuff like this so regularly. Same with school shootings. Like we see this stuff so regular. We're like, well, it'll probably fix itself eventually. And we have hundreds of years of evidence that it's not going to fix itself. And
I don't know what the fuck you do to stop this, because it's like they didn't use like their guns inappropriately. They didn't use their weapons. They literally hemmed a dude up and just beat him like it was prison. Like
they finna get thrown under the jail, bro.
We stopped having fucking SEAL Team 6 divisions of police who get free reign to do
at the same. I mean, in some cities like Baton Rouge, New Orleans, even Memphis, like. I do understand the need for police of that nature to exist, but it's like
you can't be doing shit like this though, bro. Like it's
absolutely that's out of the question. Like this should not be. But how they're implemented. Like I don't know how the fuck they got let loose on this man is what is going on. Like,
and that's the problem I see is because the upbringing. Like obviously there are gangs in cities that need to be like taken care of, right? But like the idea of these cops is to like I said, anybody you approach is the worst of the worst, and you need to address it as such. And they take that same when Eric Garner got choked out, it was one of these same like not police who you doing something outside of the store you shouldn't be doing. I'm choking you out because like that's my first line of defense because everybody I run into is just the bad guy. So I have to treat you like the bad guy. So I end up killing you. Like it's from the inception of these little teams like this where, yeah, you may need them, but it's like, hey, we ain't gonna really audit what you're doing. We need you to
like they don't need to be on the street. Like it needs to be like someone else out there collecting the information to make sure that we have like the exact thing to send you into so you can do what the fuck you're here to do. Like you don't need to be out here trying to collect shit for yourself because like that's just too fucking dangerous for everybody. Like that's crazy.
You're making too many decisions when it sounds like reductive, but it's like we're paying you to like be the arm of this or the hammer of our arm.
Literally be the hammer. Yeah.
Now you're making too many decisions. You're now trying to figure out, was this the bad guy? Chase bad guy, beat bad guy. Like these I don't want to say because they're black, but these big dumb niggas that like you're not doing no police. You didn't do no police work. You rolled up on somebody who was like, we must kill.
We got him.
We got him. We beat the fuck out of him. Who'd you get? I don't know, but we got him. What are you talking about?
FedEx botches all through this bitch. Just him.
Like there should be so
he works
many.
At FedEx. It's Memphis.
God damn, there should be so many more lines of like work that are done before regular people are in these positions of running into these fucking people.
I ain't
going up in front of a goddamn cop in a Charger with no lights, and it's just somebody boxes me in. I'm assuming you are coming to kill me. I'm trying everything I can to get the fuck up out of there. And then that tells you, oh, he must be bad. Gotta kill him. Like, why are we set up that way? Every cop car should be a big fucking glowing goddamn bucket. And I can see the cops.
I love that shit in Germany because the cop cars are like this like 3M painted silver with like fluorescent highlighter stripes down the side, across the back, on the hood, like so you can't miss them, and then they got the shit on the roof still. Like, they make it so like, you can identify them.
It seems like they're there to do good work. Our cops will pull you over in a fucking Hyundai Genesis. Like what? If I needed help, I didn't know you was available to help. You just here to give me a ticket or beat my ass. Like god damn. Fuck the police, man. God damn. This shit is old. And it just sucks that we have it really felt like when all the George Floyd shit was happening, we out in the streets marching and screaming and shit. Like it really did feel like, wow, this is a time where like in my lifetime we'll get to see a little bit of change. And it's like we didn't get nothing from it. Like obviously, like
we did, we for sure did.
What we got?
If this happened pre George Floyd, we're not talking about it right now because we would have never seen any of it.
Yeah, I guess
like more cops with like body cam footage and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean it ain't gonna be fast, but these motherfuckers is going away. So that's 5 off the street right now, and whoever knows how many else they pick up from this, because that police chief's not playing around with this shit. At least from what I've seen so far. So
I've seen like
probably gonna lose their job.
Videos of like people talking and saying like, nah, what they did was wrong and
it's inhumane.
Yeah, and it's like I know they get thrown under the jail.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, change has occurred. It's just nothing in this country is that fast by design, honestly, just because like it takes the movement of all of us to either go one direction or another direction, like on paper and legislation and shit like that. Yeah. So it's shit's happening. It's just it ain't gonna be fast, and like shit's still being dangerous for a long time.
Yeah, I guess that's where the like additional frustration comes from, because like him, like 29 years old, like. That's really all, any of us and anybody in a group chat that we're probably in is in that age range. So it's just like,
I felt the way this morning when they showed him, like they said, oh, he's a skateboarder, he's at the skate park all the time. That's what he does. I'm like, bro, like that's come on, not today. I'm seeing myself in him. I'm like, bro, this is fucking sad.
I do hear, not just from you, but like we do hear that the change is slow. Like it's hard to accept that the change is slow when it's like you're at risk. Like I'm the one that is waiting.
That could be any one of us, bro.
Like
absolutely.
I'm a big dude. I feel like if I come in encounter with cops, I'm immediately in trouble because they're gonna be like, well, this big motherfucker about to try to like do some shit. Like I'm immediately got to be in like some fucking submissive position. I ain't like that with nobody else. But as soon as some cops are around, I gotta immediately like, oh fuck, let me be very docile and change my tone and like do all this, or I might fucking die. Or if this nigga's having a bad day, I might die. Like. Dude, when I had my Tahoe, like right before I got rid of it, my fucking driver's side window didn't roll down. So when I got pulled over twice and I had to fucking open my door, nigga, I would open my door. I would just open the door as soon as the cop put the shit there. And I put my hands on the fucking dashboard and just sit there until they came. Hey, what'd you open the door? My window don't roll down. Like I ain't take nothing out yet. My wallet's here.
Please don't put the blower on me,
bro. as soon as they see the door open, they're probably like, "Oh no! A blacked out Tahoe and they pop the door open as soon as I pull them over." Nope, nah, yeah, that shit. Part of the reason I wanted to get rid of the car because it's like this is just putting me in a position where I might fucking die just off the strength of being in this car.
Dog, getting pulled over scary as fuck, bro. Like, you know, you could be doing like nothing wrong at all, and
Don't
you're
matter.
like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you don't know what you literally don't know what can
I
happen.
haven't been pulled over for so long, thank goodness, man.
I think last time I got pulled over was like 2 years ago. I remember there was like an accident off of like I was coming from downtown, so like there was like an accident at the light or somebody's car had on the flashers, so I drove around it to go around it to avoid the accident or whatever had happened. I drive past the light, and then the fucking cop just turns on the lights and like pulls me over and asks me what was I doing. I told him like, oh well, I thought there was an accident. I saw somebody with the flashers and people standing outside the car, so I drove around. And then he said something that didn't make sense, but you know, I just got my hands up on the steering wheel, talked to him super calmly, and then he tells me to relax. Man,
No,
I like, dude, I just told you like, hey man, I'm nervous. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just want you to see my hands, and I didn't do anything wrong. And then he was like, hey man, you know, it's fine, man. Just go. And then I just drove off, but I was scared as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. My heart was shaking. I'm sure I was fucking stuttering.
Oh, like, you start sweating and shit? Oh, it's terrifying.
Dog, and I got on my work uniform still. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm like, bro, let me go home, man. I'm like 5 minutes from the crib,
bro.
That's like, dog, he pulled me over for no fucking reason. And then he was like, this motherfucker scared, man. Get the fuck up out of here. But that was the last time. I was like, damn, that was probably longer. That was like 3-4 years ago. And I remember that shit like it was yesterday, just because like how fucking scared I was.
Oh yeah,
that shit.
Last time I got pulled over, I worked at REI. It's been forever.
That's a hot. That's a hot ass minute.
That's like over 2 years.
Every interaction I've had with police, I feel like is ingrained in my brain. I can tell you where I was, what the weather was, what I wore. Damn. I got fucking pulled over. There was a mix up with my fucking when I got my tags renewed one year. They gave me a new year, but I renewed them late, so they didn't fix the month. So like my registration said one thing, but my tag said another. But I'm like, cool, my registration's straight. Like my tags aren't expired. The cop pulled me over. Like getting on the freeway in SeaTac to like come back to Tacoma. He was like, where'd you get your license plate from? I was like, but it came with my car. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, well, these tags, they're not registered to your car. I was like, that's what I got from the DMV. I could show you my registration. Like, those are my tags, but the dates didn't match up. So he's like, well, like, you could just tell me, did you steal your tags? And I was like, no, like, these are the tags. So I'm trying to like sit there and explain it to him, but I don't like, when it happened, I didn't get any extra information. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, my shit's straight. It'll be fine. And he's asking me all these questions. I'm like, I'm going to jail. I'm about to get fucked over. Cause he's like, well, it's pretty common in this area. People, you know, take tags off other cars.
They do, man.
I'm like, I don't know nothing about that, officer. I'm just trying. He was like, all right, well, just get it figured out. Blah, blah, blah. Let me go with a warning. But I'm like, oh my God, this could.
Yo, whenever like a cop lets you go and they try to give you a warning or something, I think about, so what happens like 5 minutes later, another cop pulls you over for the same shit. Like, can you just tell them, hey, the nigga from back the street just gave me a warning and told me to go?
You remember the badge number? You could try it because that's easy to reference.
You know how scared I am. I'm not gonna remember nobody's.
My mom told me that they're supposed to log when they pull cars over so that like they'll have like a record of like, oh, this car has been that somebody's been in contact with this vehicle.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense actually.
Yeah.
They sometimes be lazy, they ain't trying to push.
But I was about to say that's if they did what they're supposed to do, which that don't always happen. But yeah,
I got pulled over like so many times like before I fucking left to go to college. But like, since then it's been smooth sailing for your boy. Thankfully,
you was making that I-90 drug run.
Man, dude, like I'm telling you, before I left to go to college, like the time from when I started driving at 16 to what is it, like 21, I probably got pulled over like 8 times.
Damn,
8 or 9 times. One of those was the time where I got guns pulled on me and like laid on the ground and all that shit. Like,
oh shit,
yeah. But it just fucking stopped. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know. Did you ever? Well, you didn't drive in Ellensburg for real like that, right? You like biked everywhere and shit. For the most part?
Yeah, basically biked, and then we drove like we had to go get groceries. But
yeah, I was about to say I feel like you would have got pulled over in Ellensburg because I just feel like when a cop sees you, it's like, what are you doing here? Like less of like even you're in trouble. Let me contact you because I don't really see you around here much. Let me see what's going on.
Me?
No, I was just thinking that would be the case in Ellensburg. Like if you got pulled over there.
Oh no! I mean, it's they know the college is there. It's enough. Like
that's true too.
Yeah.
But R.I.P. Tyre Nichols. Don't watch the video if you don't got to, or if you don't want to, because that shit can be traumatizing. I know we described it, but protect your mental health, because you ain't gonna really gain a ton by watching the video, especially if you just listen to it, subscribe it. So yeah,
or
take care of yourself.
I don't know. And for me personally, I'll say why I watch it. I just like. I'm thankful that that doesn't. It's just not gonna mess me up in that way. Definitely, I felt emotions watching it, but it's more so like I'd rather be informed on exactly what the fuck occurred rather than someone else comes up. And I don't know. I work in a very conservative place, so I'll hear arguments and shit that like y'all probably won't in your day to day. And I'd rather just be informed rather than just hear those opinions and like not have anything else in my head. Not that I'm going to argue them about it, but I'd rather just know what the fuck actually happened. Like I don't know. That's it.
Yeah, no,
man, dog. I don't know if it's age, man. I'd be so emotional now. We in America went and seen fucking Black Panther last Sunday. I already seen the movie. I was in there when they doing T'Challa's funeral. I'm like, take my glasses off. I'm like, what the fuck? The queen died. I cried a little bit. At the end when they introduced T'Challa Jr., I'm in that motherfucker crying. I'm like, dog, the fuck? I don't like crying. This is awful.
If this is a segue moment, I also can share a moment that I teared up a little bit this last week.
Please.
So Last of Us, I caught Bree up.
Oh man,
we ran through the last 2 episodes, so it's no longer my show, it's now our show, which is terrible because that means I can't watch it when I want to watch it. But it's all good. Thank you, boo. But yeah, god damn it, man. Like Sarah every fucking time. Like
I was very interested now that you have a daughter, how you were gonna react when that happened.
Oh, it's horrible.
Especially on the show versus the game. Like the game is bad. The show is like, god damn it, man.
It hurt on the game. On the show, it was even worse. I was cool when I did it by myself. When I watched it with Bree, little bit of thug tears. I had to thug them back into the eyes.
I don't blame you. I don't I don't have kids, and that's just watching that was like, God damn, bro.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, god damn it, man. What are you screaming like that for, bro? Like the fuck?
Bro, that the actress, like, because in the game, I feel like the worst part about Sarah dying in the game is she don't just like she's like
you think she's gonna make it a little bit,
doing all shit. So and the actress like nailed it. And I'm like, hey, you know that the girl that is in the show is Standy Newton's daughter?
I can see that. I didn't know that, but I can see that.
That is her daughter, so it makes sense where she get her acting chops from. She get it from her mama.
Jamal, you watched them yet?
Yeah. I watched. I'm caught up.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
They stuck to any expectations I had were exceeded,
blown out the water. Even after I've seen the crazy reviews, like they've stuck to so much of what the game did, but the choices they made to go away from the game, all of them have been for the better. And not to say that the game did it wrong, but it's like it gives you like more fucking story and like builds out the world a bit more. Like I've enjoyed all of that.
The one thing I didn't like that they strayed away from, and this is about to be a spoiler, when Tess dies in the game, she like goes out shooting, and the zombies like overrun her and shit. And they had this zombie come and like make out with her and put his spores in her.
It wasn't zombies; it was the military.
Oh yeah.
They changed that entirely.
Right.
It was federal chasing.
I needed her to like blow one of them grenades up, light something on fire. They had this nigga put his fucking tendrils in her mouth. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
that was like, what
that was
the
it.
Is this?
That's the only single complaint I have about the entire.
That was
show.
a bit.
Everything else has been perfect. That was fucking weird.
I thought. I think the point that with that though, it again ties back to the changes that they made between the game and the show. They're kind of trying to build out more about the complexity of the fungal infection. Yeah. And I think that was showing that the infected could kind of tell that she already was infected.
Yeah.
Rather than do the whole entire try to eat her type shit, they're just going to help ease it along, you know?
Yeah. And that's what they were saying when like all of them were running past her. Instead of like anybody even looking at her, they were like, they knew that she was that.
I thought she was wanting to kiss before she died.
That was,
and she just sat there like, let it happen. Blow his fucking head off.
I don't think she could control that shit either. That's a good part of it.
The fungus is in her. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's what her brain.
Do you guys listen to? I'm sure you don't, but did either of you listen to the HBO like podcast that they do?
No, I'm not a fucking nerd.
Podcast, but I do watch the post episode thing.
Yeah,
where they talk a bit about what happened in that episode and like give you some all that shit.
So the first 2 episodes of the podcast, Troy Baker that plays Joel in the game is the host of it. And then in the first episode, he just has Neil Druckmann, who's the creator of Last of Us, the game. And the second episode, he has Neil and the director of the show, or I might have that reversed. But they give hella like extra insight into like the reasons why they made the changes they did and stuff. And all of it's like really well thought out, and just a great story. And yeah, I recommend listening to it if you're watching the show, especially if you played the game. Just it's like, oh, okay, like why did they make this change? Oh, okay, like it looks better on camera. Like why did they add this extra thing in? They kind of explain some of that stuff,
or move things around in order. Like they hit the hotel with Joel, Ellie, and Tess together when that was just Joel and Ellie in the game. And that like they were supposed to go through the buildings that were like this with Joel, Ellie, and Tess, but they didn't do that. They just showed them on the screen.
Yeah, they did. Yep, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, this definitely also has been making me want to replay Last of Us 1.
I'm still playing it right now. I'm in Pittsburgh, so I'm not too far ahead of the show, but I'm ahead of the show. I probably got like 2 episodes.
Are you playing like the PS5 one or the
PS5 remake? Yeah.
Okay. I do want to play that one, but
it's beautiful. It is just kind of weird, like seeing Ellie in the game, and she's not Ellie from the show. I know it'll probably be reversed for y'all, trying to get used to Ellie from the show versus Ellie from the game. But
yeah, because when I first seen who was his daughter, it was just this little mixed light-skinned black chick is his daughter. What the fuck? You Pedro Pascal like some kind of Spanish? I thought that was weird, but
they ain't show his chick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no.
He could. He might be Dominican.
A debate I was having. Blake, you haven't played the second one, so I guess this is less for you and more for Jamal. But like, obviously, I think the show probably end up being pretty successful for HBO. Like, they've already renewed it for a second season, and like it's gonna have people hooked. But I feel like the second season can't be the second game because that's just
it can't be
gonna mostly be the end of the game, right? So, do you think that they should like? I feel like they'll probably add seasons in and like fill in gaps of like because the first and second game are like 5 years apart. So I think they'll fill in like.
When does the DLC take place? Does it take place during the story of the main game or take place after the main game?
The DLC is the timeline of the DLC is before Joel and Ellie meet, but in the game they play. If you play through with the DLC, it happens before like the winter season, before like or when Joel like right before Joel. Anyway, I won't say that. Anyway, right before something happens in the first game, but it's based on before the Joel and Ellie link up. Like or before Joel or before Ellie even meets like the Fireflies and shit is when the DLC is. So that
never mind.
I know they said that the first season is the first game plus the DLC, which I felt like is kind of too quick because there's a lot that happens in the first game. Like a lot.
How many episodes is it supposed to be?
9. And I think some of the episodes are under an hour. So I'm not really sure how it's going to look exactly. Maybe they'll like cut parts out and play it later. But if they do the second game as the second season, like the show is going to be over very quickly, which I don't think HBO will do.
I don't what this next episode they're going to get through all that shit with Bill, like
Bill and Frank, which your time in the game with Bill like isn't very long.
No, it's not. But I mean,
they're doing pre.
Are you going to do this for like the whole episode? Like that seems like if you only have 9 to spare,
yeah,
the time in the game isn't that long. Like that's a lot to give up on this small bit.
Okay, I feel like maybe when they said that the first season will be the first game, it's most of the. But I
maybe
also
it only takes place from the first game is what they meant. It doesn't cover the whole first game.
And I don't know how you end. I don't know a good ending spot of where the first game. But they've obviously changed stuff, so they can change how like an ending location. But there's not like a good like what's going to happen next unless you do like. Actually, the way the first game ends, you could like end it like there or right before, and then do a whole bunch of shit after that because there's a lot that is up in the air.
Yeah, so other shit that's going on in the world.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what they do. But I'm also interested to see how many seasons the show gets because, the second game was so fucking long. That shit might need 2 seasons on its own. Damn. Game long as that game. I remember Mara was cleaning on a Sunday morning. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna sit down and finish Last of Us 2 because I think I'm like at the end. 7.5 hours later, I was like, I thought I was almost done. I don't know. It just keeps going. It was a long fucking that game long.
I bought them both.
Yeah, I think the story of Last of Us 2 was fucking fire. I know people
amazing.
That shit's fucking fire.
I'm still mad about that game.
I don't get it. I like almost every decision that they made.
Well, there's a woman at the front of it, and she's strong, so they don't like it.
Yeah, they were mad about that trans baby, and you didn't even know the baby was trans until fucking 38 hours into the game, and they made one
trans baby.
Not a baby. It was like a transgender, like 8-year-old or 10-year-old or something like that. A 10-year-old boy that identified as a girl, and you don't know until they say, "Why did you bring him back here?" And it's like, "Oh shit, I thought it was a girl the whole time." Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
and that's
I didn't want to be somebody's wife.
People were like, why is it so woke? Okay,
that'll do it.
People are fucking ridiculous.
People are weird.
But nah, good show, man. Good shit.
Fantastic.
Shout out to HBO.
Hey, I do know people are like, man, this is about to be the changing point for video game shows. And
HBO, no.
HBO is a special place. Pedro Pascal is a special actor. Like, I'm still very skeptical about this, like God of War Amazon Prime show.
I was just going to bring that up.
I don't know what the fuck that's about to look like. Like, I don't know how I can see ways that God of War live action can be good. I don't know if they're going to do it good. Like,
who's Kratos?
Me.
I don't know.
Okay, no, it's going to be fired.
I have no idea. Gerard Butler probably is going to end up being him. I don't know who's casted as
Carl Urban.
But yeah, I don't know how those are going to work.
Stone Cold.
They can maybe go hire some of the cast of Titans and Doom Patrol because they're unemployed.
Oh, Segu. Are you guys upset about Titans? I know you guys fuck with that show.
Listen, man. Listen.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This season is fucking mid.
Listen, man. Titans just stopped putting on episodes, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? That was the season finale. They didn't do nothing to tell you it was a mid-season break. They didn't tell you that.
I thought you got. It says it on the app.
When shows do that.
I see that shit on the app. You see it on the app. It's not on my app when I watched it.
It says mid-series finale or something like that.
Man, I don't know what the fuck is going on in that show. That show's ass. I didn't watch Doom Patrol. So
hey, season 2 and 3 Titans is fire. I don't care.
No. Nothing will ever be funnier than you guys describing the fucking like purgatory episode where motherfuckers is like dead but not dead.
Oh my god,
that was one of my favorite podcasts.
Evan's Waffle House shooting it out.
Nah.
Nigga said
Blake
they were
did
at
make
a
that
Waffle
episode
House.
hella funny. That shit was crazy. These niggas at a black and white diner. Dog,
like,
dude, Red Hood was fucking
gun.
Red Hood was cooking them, and was that season 3?
He had them in hell. Oh my god.
Yeah, dog. Man.
Tyrell, if nothing else, you gotta watch how he got Dove and fucking Hawk out of here.
Dog, yeah, Tyrell. If I can find, dog, you gotta. Dog, he had them stressed out. Dog, like the nigga just showed back up to Titans Tower, like with a bomb in his chest. Like they're like, nigga, what happened?
Superboy might be by like if you got to do like the math, the advanced stats, like the least useful member of that fucking team, just based on how powerful he is and all the capabilities he has. He might be like the least valuable member of that team.
How do you fumble a Superman character?
I don't. It's him. He's pussy. Like it's him.
They got him trying to not be pussy because like he realized that like he's like like his
strongest being in the universe.
Well, that and like he realized that he's like super smart because he's like half his DNA.
How do you realize you're super smart? Don't make no fucking sense.
You're not super smart if you don't know that you're super smart.
Let us be super smart now.
But you know how they introduced Lex. They introduced Lex Luthor, but then like
he died in the first scene he was in.
Yeah, this nigga coughed up a big ass snake. A big ass snake popped out his ass and he died.
The agenda.
I don't understand what just happened. I blanked out for like 5 seconds and came back. The big ass snake came out of his ass. I don't even know if I want to talk about this topic.
Nah. The best part of Superboy on that show when he started fucking Blackfire and she was trying to go back home to her planet in space. And that nigga sabotaged her ship, so when she tried to go home, it blew up.
Mm-hmm. Galactic toxic.
Did she die?
No. She had
the remote start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit her shit bad.
Oh,
dog, and then like they got like Jinx on there, but like I guess like her and Robin had like a relationship before. I was like, damn, this dude. I will say they do got that accurate. Dick Grayson is Mr. Bitches. You better watch your bitch if Dick Grayson.
He's flinging dick, unlike the other Robin. I guess he's too flinging.
All right. Dog, they got Tim Drake super lusty after the white dude at Star Labs.
Oh no.
Dude gave him a fucking broomstick and showed him how to twirl it around, and now he just gave it up the cheeks. Like, it's crazy.
Bro, yeah, he gave him like a bow staff. This niggas want to take like pictures and shit and send it to the dude. I'm like, hey, yo, relax. Trying to be a hero, nigga.
Is Tim Drake gay in any of the Batman comics and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the variant cover you got, right, Jamal?
I buy all the gay pride variant covers.
Or you got the gay Superman one, right?
I got the gay Wonder Girl one too.
Oh, they're all gay.
Well,
every superhero has a gay variant.
They got like gay pride variants for like all the DC books. Nah, dead ass, I buy them. Nigga, have you seen how much them shits go for on the internet? Yo, if you like there's like I think they did like a couple for Superman, Kal-El, son of Superman.
Not you being a capitalist homophobe.
We're on the topic.
Nigga, that book was $4. Nigga, if you go on eBay and type in John Can't Kiss gay variant, nigga, that book is selling for like $40. That shit sells for 40.
You don't get 10 cookies and it shows.
You can get two $20 bills by being a homophobic capitalist. That's crazy.
Hold on, we on the topic. Y'all see what's going on, my boy George Santos?
Who's that?
Oh my god. I'm so glad you brought this up. I didn't want to bring this up on the podcast because I didn't know if either of you niggas knew who this was. This nigga's incredible.
I think he's a House of Representatives member from
Long Island.
New York. He's got
that's it.
Long Island.
Didn't they say he was doing like drag or something?
Bruh. The man has been writing on like a specifically anti-drag platform to turn out he's a Brazilian drag queen.
Oh, so that shit is real?
Everything about this man is fucking absurd.
He could have been the biggest ally ever and still been a Republican if he wanted to, but like this motherfucker is crazy.
He's out there telling lies about he told at one press conference, he told people how his grandparents were Holocaust survivors who escaped like Hitler and all that shit, but then also told them that they're Mexican immigrants that moves to America while he got open cases in Brazil where he's from. His name actually isn't George Santos, it's like Ranford or some shit like that. Everything about that motherfucker's a lie. Every single thing about him is a lie, and they keep asking other Republicans, do you think he should step down? They're like, well, that's for his voters to decide. People got to vote him out. It's like, you don't get to vote people out. You vote
NPR did a good one because like they asked folks off the record about it, and so they just don't say the names. They're like, yeah, we absolutely feel like his behavior is like not representative of the party, and like it probably should be gone. But the fact is, we need his vote. So
I fucking hate this country. I hate it here so much.
He can't lose his seat. And I mean, the shit was crazy because like there was one of the other like actually one of the Brazilian drag queens that they talked to like threw him shade and like he came down this one year and he had like just some dusty ass black dress or whatever, and then he came back the next year with a bunch of money and was just fly like.
So this is real. I saw that
real as fuck. It's the GTA storyline in real life.
They got a video of him where they call his name like 3 times on the Senate floor and he doesn't respond because his name isn't fucking George Santos. And he goes, yeah, here. I fucking hate this dude. People really will overlook scamming in every way. You can scam all you want and don't nobody give a fuck. Don't
you can benefit me. That's it.
Don't buy like lobster if you got an EBT card, but if you are a scammer and it benefits me, we're Gucci. Can't believe this shit. I hate it here.
I saw those headlines and I saw like the picture. I'm like, man, this is probably some media takeout, some bull tabloid bullshit. Like this can't be real. I know I didn't just read what I thought.
Black Sports Online article.
Yeah, BSO article. I'm like, bro, there's no way this is real.
I used to spend all my time on the internet as a kid on media takeout and E-Bombs World when I was like 11 years old.
Now you fucked?
No, I did not used to go to E-Fucked. E-Bombs World was my jam.
I was a mini clip guy.
Mini clip,
Newgrounds.
Mini clip, Newgrounds. They had the good games. They had all the good games.
Are those websites like still a thing with the little games and stuff on?
They're probably ad heavy.
Yeah. I feel like they were ad heavy back then. I know, dog. You could. Mini grounds have all the freaky games back.
Mini clip is still a thing. Newgrounds, I'm pretty sure is the thing.
Mini clip also had all the freaky games.
Newgrounds had the stick figure fighting games. Those are my shit.
Yeah, I used to fuck with those.
Did you guys ever used to watch the stick figure like videos?
Oh yeah, it was the video for the same shit.
Okay,
was getting it in.
I remember there was one about like security, and it was like, if somebody tries to break into your car, we'll cut their fucking legs off, or we'll blow their head off with like some random thing in your car. I used to love watching those. Millennials of our age are such a special breed because we used to really find entertainment from the most random shit on the internet.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Hey, nigga, why did E-Bombs World pop up on my TikTok the other day? Like E-Bombs World has a TikTok account and post shit. I haven't fucking heard of E-Bombs World since like 2006.
It's for us, probably.
Oh my god, they know, and I'm sure now that I've said it out loud, I'm about to see their fucking Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all that shit.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I want to have a moment of silence because you got the headband on for my Jaguar. Yeah, man. I think I might be saying goodbye to it tomorrow.
What? Day. Yo, you go through cars something crazy.
Well, this is a moment of maturity here because
your car was like a one of fucking 2,000 in the world,
one of 250 in the U.S.
What is wrong? Why are you getting rid of it?
Because we're trying to buy a house and trying to improve my debt to income ratio before we get money up, nigga. Money's fine, but I'm making the responsible decision here because my car payment, I don't even want to say what the number is, but it's something crazy.
No.
Shit. Hey,
can you put it in the chat? Put it in the chat. I want to know. I promise I won't say it out loud. I do want to know.
Yeah.
You'll know how absurd his. That's honestly not as bad as I thought.
Nigga,
hey, that's a good number. Hey, Blake, what?
What's he doing?
Number.
Huh?
You see what I got on the screen? Look at the number.
Nigga.
Isn't that what your car payment is?
Oh yeah, no, it's Kobe. Oh shit!
Wow. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd be on TikTok and people that work at car dealerships will go ask their coworkers like, "What do you drive?" And they'll say, "I drive a 2022 Mercedes-Benz AMG 63 or something like that." It's like, "What's your car payment?" $1,300 a month. So I was expecting something like that. That's not as bad as I thought. That's not as bad as I thought. More than I can afford.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I will say that. So that number was not hurting me by any means, but we're really, really dead set on getting this house probably like in April. So just trying to get all the ducks in a row, build as big a cash pile as we can before that. So getting rid of this bitch probably tomorrow. And it looks like if this shit checks out, I'll be getting the Toyota Tundra to 2014 though. But shit's clean. So
hey, there's nothing wrong with a Toyota Tundra, but just like the series of cars you've had, so kind of having a decent idea of how you like to
run through them. People need to know my body.
Go ahead.
How far back am I going?
Start with the Benz you somehow bought when you were at TCC.
Okay, so
I forgot about that Benz.
One, I hit probably. It wasn't the greatest tax return of my life, but that was top 3. And I bought a 95 C36 AMG Mercedes. That was one of 300 in the U.S.
And shipped the bitch to Germany, didn't you?
Nope. I had that, left to go to Central. Driving back home over the pass for Thanksgiving, I spun out in the pass. I didn't wreck it or anything like that, but it was enough to scare me to be like, okay, I can't keep doing this. So I basically traded that straight across for 98 Jeep Cherokee XJ Overland, I believe. So that was like leather on the inside. It was the fully loaded ones, like the nicest one you could get. That shit was great. Drove that until we left the States, got to Germany, bought a brand new, I think what year would that have been? 2016 or 17 Ford Focus ST. Drove that for like the whole entire time we were over there. Took it on Hockenheim, Spa-Francorchamps, Nürburgring, and drove it all across Europe. That was a great car.
Didn't you have a car that you had to ship one way or the other? Like you shipped it over there?
We shipped a Subaru over, but that was Bree's car technically. That wasn't mine.
Yeah. Okay.
So even though what's hers is mine, mine's hers, but that was hers.
Yeah.
Came back here, touchdown, bought a 2016 Dodge Charger RT, drove that for a little bit. Got a Hyundai Veloster in, brand new.
Did your Veloster have the like one side only has like the door?
Yeah, there's a 3 doors on the side of the car, then it's a hatch.
I didn't realize that car was like that until very recently.
Yeah,
that's a wild choice. Like I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it was wild small, but very, very fun. Very fun car. Made a lot of good popping noises when you shift and all that. Found out we were having Brindley, got rid of that and bought the Lexus LX 570, which Bree currently drives. Bree, COVID happened. So used car prices went out the roof. Bree had a Jeep Wrangler at this time. She sold it for more than she bought it for. I think Vroom or something. Then when that happened, she took over the Lexus. I bought a 2017 BMW 340i. Fantastic car. Love that
You
car.
were so hyped when you bought that. You sent us a video of it getting dropped off at the house. I was like, "Oh, he up."
Yep.
Nigga kept
But
that
mind
shit for
you,
18 months.
Since I basically got back here, I had been looking at this Jaguar, the Jaguar XFS Sport Brake, but it was out of my price range. And thankfully, I had a series of career things happen where my pay went up a bunch. And it just so happened that one became available, and I bought it. I think like 11 months after I bought the BMW.
I said 18.
What I had.
Damn, gave you too much credit.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, that's an impressive list. What is that? 9 cars that you just listed?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something.
Damn, settle down, whore.
I think I'm done though. I think I'm done because car payments are stupid as fuck, and this is
I feel like
time. I've enjoyed.
I feel like I've heard you say that like 4 times.
Because I always think I'm done, but now I'm going to have something else to put money into, which is the house.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
It won't be like this house that I'm renting, which I can't really do shit with. It'll actually be like our house. Like I can like make changes and shit that I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Just make sure it has a room for me and Amir to stay in. We coming down in like May or June. We coming down.
Seen the housing prices in Colorado Springs are?
No, of course not.
Okay, yeah.
But I seen your car payment, so I know you got it, big dog. Get the extra room.
I ain't gonna have that room. I don't know. We looking at 3 beds, 2+ bath. I don't know.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's hater shit. All right. Well, RIP to your Jag. I remember how happy you were when you got it.
Triple B.
Happiness is fleeting.
Big bag Blake.
The biggest of bags. It's incredible, actually.
You know, he's a wild nigga. Shout out to you though.
It's really done. Don't recommend anybody else does what I did these past few years, but it's been fun.
Hey, if you're getting out of the situation without being like wildly upside down on a bunch of cars and shit, I feel like
haven't lost yet. Never lost.
Hey, there we go. All right.
We knew you'd be fucked up if you had to sell your consoles. That's that's the hood bankruptcy.
Right,
if Blake ever said he was selling his PS5, hey, I got a pair of Carmine 6s through Miko from some hood bankruptcy. I love hood bankruptcy. I love to capitalize every time.
Yo, okay. I remember I bought a couple pairs of Air Maxes off of like Jordan Russell because he was getting locked. I think he was going to get locked up or some shit happened to him. Y'all remember? Yeah.
I do. Go ahead and drop it. That's cool.
I'm pretty sure he listens to the show. We didn't need to talk about that.
Well. We have now lost our Mount T contingent.
I remember I bought some shoes off him, and man, there you go.
That's crazy as fuck. Oh my god.
Hey man, shout out to him, man.
Hey, I will send him your address because he won me multiple city titles playing youth football. So I'll do anything for him.
Oh,
he was our quarterback. That's my quarterback.
The Express.
He played QB for you guys?
He was my quarterback from 4th grade to 8th grade.
Oh, wow. All throughout then, you already know.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
That dude was nice. That dude was a fucking problem.
That motherfucker was a problem. Man. Nigga, he got an offer from
clearly.
He got an offer from UCLA. It was like for football. I was like, actually, I like to play basketball. Got no offer. So awful decision that he made.
Yeah, because he wasn't tall like that, right?
He's 5'8". He's one of the best running quarterbacks I've ever. He might have been Lamar Jackson, low key. And he was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do play this anymore.
All right, that right there is a good example of needing a positive like voice you can trust in your ear, and that's going to segue us to this next story on here.
Yes, I love a good segue.
Well, man, Ed Reed, man, everybody on here is man Ed Reed, bro.
Oh fuck. Hey man,
honestly, a bit of a sad situation. You know, he was slated to coach at Bethune-Cookman. I think pretty sure we brought that up in here. If not, we just talked about it in the chat. But
yeah.
Either way, that had to make it to be like a feel good situation right there. Ed Reed probably seen as the greatest safety of all time, if not 3 at worst. I don't know who else is.
Yeah,
we don't got to get into that.
According to Bill Belichick, the smartest player he's ever seen in football.
Yeah, an absolute nightmare. As probably could have played wide receiver in the NFL and made it work.
Yeah.
Either way, he got picked up for the Bethune-Cookman job. At least as it appeared to the public until this stuff started coming out. I think everybody kind of thought that was like final, like he was the head coach or whatever.
It was definitely announced as if it was final.
They had brought him in.
They're just like, okay, yeah, he's the coach there. I didn't know they were still negotiating.
So he had already been hitting the recruiting trail for them, apparently. He was down on the ground on campus with some of the players, and apparently they were picking up trash. And from Ed Reed's story, he said that like someone tried to say that he was talking down on the campus, are talking bad about Tim Cookman. So that's why he made the choice to go live. And when he went live, he started showcasing some of the facilities and talking about the trash that him and his players had to pick up.
And he went in the hardest possible way.
And Ed has a larger heart than most humans. The man is nothing but passion, skill, brains, and all that.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, he's his teammate. He's Ray Lewis, basically. Like, we didn't always see it like on the sideline and on the mic'd up shit, but based on how he's been talking for the last week and a half, he's Ray Lewis.
He's Ray Lewis. He's Ray Lewis, but maybe less in the most respectful way, like measured.
Yep. Ray Lewis would have found a way, I feel like, to like thoughtfully get through that situation. Ed was like, "Look what these niggas is doing to me, man."
He would have had the same. He probably would have had the same exact thing that Ed Reed had to say, but he probably would have done it in the room of the board of trustees and the whoever the guy that went on the show and was just lying his ass off.
Oh man, I'm mad. Yeah,
but yeah. Ed he had some very valid points. He was pointing out like the trash on the ground. Like there was a hole in the fucking fence that they drove the golf cart through to get to wherever they were going. He was talking about how he doesn't have a fucking office, and he's like, just all this stuff that's bad. It was apparently a building that's just being used like to filled up with trash. And it sounded crazy at first. There was a debate about whether or not he was like doing too much and being extra and shit like that. The lead dean for the school, I believe, or something like that. I don't know what the fuck.
He's the interim president.
Yeah, he's the highest person there.
Interim.
He got a chance to get his fucking rock and say all this stuff about like how they told Ed that this was not Miami, this was not the NFL. You had a chance to be a part of some rebuilding. We have all this money we're going to put into the school, but then he kind of stepped on his own feet, talking about like how little alumni donations they get. Like it's like some of the worst among HBCUs. Like it's like 1% of alumni donate or some shit like that. And it's been declining steadily. And he said he switched the system that the alumni can donate to as well. So nobody's signing up for this new one, and they're not getting any donations in it because they don't trust the board of trustees. And then all the students come out and start showcasing pictures that things that they're having going on there with like mold inside the rooms and just not being responded to and all this shit. And it's like everything Ed Reed was saying, like it was probably worse than Ed Reed even said. And they canned him for it. Among other reasons, I guess. They said that he was doing unchristianly things by playing rap music and stuff. But it's like, have you seen students are doing this with the students? That's Ed's point was like, the students are listening to this. The students are dressing like this. Y'all got crackheads walking through this campus. Don't tell me you care about it's like a Christian organization. This is what you care about, shit like that. Because I feel you aren't acting on it. But yeah, it's just one of them things of like, you really hope the right situation comes up for Ed Reed, because I do believe like he's the right guy for the right job, but like it just seems like they're on such bullshit down there. Like this was never going to work. Like because they can't be honest with themselves.
Because I feel like the benefit of I feel like Deion Sanders and Ed Reed obviously have very different temperaments, but I felt like Jackson State was like, here you go. Like I feel like we didn't hear shit from Jackson State like ever at any point during the time he was there. That school that's Deion's program, and that whole vibe is Deion. It didn't seem like Bethune-Cookman was ready to do that. And maybe Ed Reed's personality was like, they're like, this is not what we're trying to be. But I feel like it makes sense to like find the coach for your job. Like, don't just be like, oh, NFL player is looking for a job. Let's hire him. Because I know like we make fun of Hugh Jackson, but if he's the right fit for Grambling, like to get that program on a bigger stage, then he got to do some winning first. But maybe the personality works out. Maybe Eddie George at Tennessee State getting his ass kicked works out. But don't just hire like, oh, NFL player wants to be here, because Ed seems like he does need to be at like a specific, and Ed might not always be the best fit for somebody to go player, HBCU coach to try to get somewhere else. Like go be a fucking, assistant on Alabama's or Miami or whatever, and like learn to be a coach. Because some of the shit he was talking was like, I mean, I don't know if you can really, I don't know if you really do this as a coach,
Oh, you saw the whole video? He's talking about the shit he's doing for the players.
No, the only video I watched from him was the on-campus one where he was talking shit about the campus, and then part of the like Roland Martin interview.
Okay, yeah, Ed's passion in I guess his driving like call to do the right thing in all situations. I'm not gonna say he committed recruiting violations, but it sounded like he did. You can't buy a cheeseburger for people. So I don't know.
And you can't give him a ride home from practice. So I'm sure you can't buy him a cheeseburger.
Yeah, so he did a bit more than the cheeseburger, but he wasn't the coach at that point. So hey, it's all
sure, yeah, sure.
But
he do like a lot of shit like that. Like kid, we had what's his name? Coach Rush got in trouble for some shit like that because he was like, remember he got like hella sick or something like that and needed like some. Yeah, and then like one of like the players that had his license and everything like drove him home because he was like really, really sick and like couldn't drive. And that's why like I think Burmeister, remember Burmeister?
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, Tyre knows what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, he's the reason why like Baker couldn't have him back on the staff, like at Foss and all that stuff. So I remember Burn was up at like practice on one day, then him and Rush got into it and he called him a cracker. That shit was hilarious. Yeah. Now, RIP Coach Rush, man. That was my dude, man.
Yeah.
He passed away last year.
Yeah.
RIP.
Shout out to Paul.
Yeah, not shout out Paul.
On the back on the Ed Reed topic. So when Ed was another one of the press conferences Ed did, he did it from like I think the room in front of the students. But at some point, Deion Sanders, I guess, FaceTimed him in or IG lived him together inside the room. And he was just saying to Ed, like, hey, man, it's one of the toughest lessons you're going to learn in life. Like, I know you my brother. But it's like sometimes you just got to walk away, dog. Like, it's their loss. But sometimes you just got to walk away. And it was like, yeah, that's it. Like, you got to go.
I firmly believe with jobs, like if you're going through any type of like job interview onboarding process, if shit gets shaky in the beginning, leave. Because like it's shaky when they're supposed to be like on their best behavior. Because kind of when you hiring somebody on, like obviously they got to interview to get there, but like you kind of trying to impress them too to make them like know that you're the shit. If you fucking up during my onboarding process, I gotta go. I'm immediately looking for other shit to do. So
and like he's the prize, so it's like, bro, like this.
Yeah, I think it might be smart for some of these like players that want to go into coaching to not just go straight to head coach. Like go because I'm sure Miami would fucking love to have him on the coaching staff. Like
he was something like
he was like
football operations or something like that.
He had like some kind of low position, like some kind of.
He said he was an executive. That's what he's talking about. He said that on.
Tell him to come to Florida State. Come to the rival.
Yeah.
Nah, he too prideful to do that.
I was gonna say he would purposely tank that franchise.
Yeah, he's definitely not fucking with that. Now I hope he gets a coaching gig though. Like,
I think he will. I think he will. Because I just got 2 eyeballs and a little bit of knowledge. Like it seemed like they got 2 offers. So I
nigga, who you finna go coach?
Yeah, these other people can see the same shit I seen. Like it seemed like they was on bullshit.
I remember I when you were like brought it up, I was like, oh man, I seen some shit that the like interim president was saying. I feel like he kind of made some good points. And then when I went to looked him up to like send you the video that I was talking about, which it sounds like you watched. I saw the students that were like, oh yeah, man, we got fucking mold in our rooms and shit. And the dude was like, well, we told them that mildew and mold aren't the same, and that was just mildew. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm not listening to you. Anything you say is immediately wrong. Like, mildew and mold ain't the same, but I don't want fucking mildew in my room.
I don't want either.
Like, dog shit in here. Get the fuck out of here.
You guys think we could coach a little league team?
You ask this all the time. I don't want to coach kids. I don't got the patience, I don't think, to coach kids.
It's fun. I've coached before.
Ooh, yeah, y'all have fun.
I've coached and refereed.
Football?
No, I've no football. I've coached t-ball and soccer. And then referee.
What you know about those sports?
You know what? Yeah, if I did like t-ball or something, I feel like I would have more patience. Trying to coach football, like if you asked me to go out there and coach some like little linemen, absolutely not.
Oh, we could. I think we could do it. Us 3, we get like some 4th graders.
Oh, we're fucking people up.
I think we'd be straight.
You don't got to teach them, but like one play and just have them hammer that shit in to really have them firing off.
Yep.
Actually, just one run and one pass and then the play action off of it.
26 power, nigga. We out.
Yep.
Being at work and like getting frustrated with people when I tell them to do a specific thing and they do the specific thing wrong or don't do the specific thing, how mad I be with adults. I don't want to think about trying to do that with somebody else's kid.
Think about like how like satisfying that first win you get though, bro. You probably cry.
I'm sure. No, hey man. Shout out to Little League coaches though. Shout out to Little League
they have
coaches.
to deal with a lot of shit, and they don't be getting like paid either.
Fuck no.
Dude,
that should be volunteer work.
That's crazy. That shit is volunteer, bro.
Shit, even high school coaches be volunteer work. I remember Potts told us he wasn't getting paid to be there.
Yeah,
he was just there.
Yeah, that shit's fire, man. Like you gotta.
That's probably also part of why I wouldn't want to do it.
Special person. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I did have the free time, like I'd be interested in like. But I just don't have the time for it. But that show
you can't guarantee when you're going to be off, so it's like that's hard.
That's the thing, yeah. Like I don't have the job to where I could do it. I would have loved to like just try to get to that.
That's the funny thing too about like when we were kids. A lot of our coaches would be like, "Oh, Coach Fonzo's a little late. He was just getting off work. Like he's told us he's on his way or whatever." Like your coach was coming after work. I'm gonna go coach 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday, 2-3 hours. I'm driving to Al Davies after work to go coach these little kids. I'm already pissed off from work, and I got to coach these little kids, make them run, like get their emotions in check. I'm spending all day Saturday basically doing the game, all that shit afterwards, editing the film and all that stuff. I got Sunday and back at it on Monday.
Nigga, editing film? You ain't doing no film, no Little League. What are you talking about?
Our Little League team had film.
Like
we'd watch film, and at the end of the year, we would have highlight. Some of the parents would be the ones recording and like they would help edit the shit. But yeah, when I was at like the Hornets and Express, we had tapes every year like that we'd be able to watch film, and then at the end of the year, everybody a highlight tape of like edited down, music over it, like of all of our best plays and shit like that.
I worked with a dude at my last job who I think he coaches little kids. His son's football team, and I remember one time I had to go with the printer, and there's just like a whole entire fucking playbook printed out in there.
Yeah,
he's getting his shit together.
Yeah, look at him, man.
Bro, that would be so tight, man.
You gotta have very patience out the ass.
I wouldn't mind doing it, honestly. I'm more than happy and ready and willing to help out. Like if my daughter decides to play a sport, I just like right now in my head I can't necessarily think I commit to coaching any sport just because I'm not confident enough about any sport to be the coach on it. I'd rather someone else do that shit.
That's crazy. We're talking on a sports podcast that we haven't talked about sports on.
It's about myself playing the thing, like or knowing that.
Playing.
Tell someone else about it. Like
the best coaches don't play.
Exactly.
I don't know
what
shit.
The fuck is the coach talking about?
I just learned that you get laughed at if you dribble with your palm. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to dribble with your palm.
You mean like dribbling like this?
I just like I dribble the basketball. I don't put my fingers out, but I just dribble the basketball, right?
I know.
And it's a non-hooper move. If you dribble with your palm, you're supposed to keep it out.
I think we have a good I say like Blake be head coach.
Hell no.
And Harold be like coordinators.
I knew that's exactly how this was gonna work.
QC, baby. I don't know what the fuck they do on that.
This is basically how any operation works out amongst this podcast. We put Blake in charge. And
that's fucked up, y'all.
Shit runs smoothly.
Put Tyrell in charge. I'm thinking me.
The first 8 months of this podcast was like, all right, Blake, you're doing everything. We're just here.
Terrible.
That's exactly how this friendship works out. We put Blake as the adult. And then we figure out
why y'all trust me so much. I don't be knowing what the fuck I'm doing.
You like the smartest person I know.
We trust you so much because you made a lot of good decisions at 17.
Yeah,
you were hella responsible when we all first started hanging out. So we're like, hey, this nigga's in charge for the next 45 years.
Like, hey, that nigga's smart. He'll be doing dumb shit.
The secret is that y'all didn't think about back then is that I didn't think I had options. I was doing what I thought was the only thing I could do.
You were the adult in the room.
Fucking choices.
Yeah, you were the adult in the room. Hey, I need who's being responsible and giving us a ride home from work? Oh, Blake's doing it. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. Who's making sure we don't do no dumb shit when we go out and get a little too drunk outside? Blake's making sure that we don't. Yeah. We just put you in charge, and we've been following your lead for the last 7 years.
You want to know the one thing that I felt like I've really had choices about in my life? Not the one thing. One of the few things I really felt like I had choices about in my life, probably like the last 5 years.
Buying 95 cars.
My cars. And look how stupid that's been.
Hey. And if I had more money, I probably would have traded my car in more times. But niggas we've been getting money, but not that much money.
My cars, this thing, this fucking OLED right here that's only ever used when I'm on this podcast with you guys.
A big ass.
I don't know when I'm getting another car, dude. I like not having a car note. Not having a car note is fucking nice.
I just be wanting you to get a new car so that I don't gotta tell niggas that my friend wearing the all teal outfit is pulling up in his periwinkle blue fucking Honda Civic.
I miss when Jamal had the Civic that had 2 stereos in it.
Nigga, I forgot about that. I definitely had 2 stereos.
That shit was crazy.
That we tried to take to Ellensburg and got stuck.
Oh.
Hey, and the funniest thing about trying to make it to Ellensburg and got stuck, we went to North Bend, fucking Nike store.
Mm-hmm.
We made it 48 minutes from the house.
Ass, look at you trying to hate with the poor connection. It's crazy.
Yeah, is it really?
You'll rub some wires together, smart man. What's wrong with you?
I don't know what happened. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you started hating. You started digging and your connection went bad.
I was just talking about how we only made it 48 minutes from the house.
Nigga, that Popeyes we went to, and there was only white people in there. I was like,
y'all went to one of the pass?
Yeah.
Yep. How fast
That shit crazy. I'm like, bro,
we went to the Nike store and went to Popeyes. Dog, hey, we went to the Nike store in North Bend. Jamal spent $700 and got up to the register and didn't have his card with him.
Dude, I was sick. I was like, hey, yo, I'm gonna come right back. I'm like, no, we out of here.
Nigga, Blake, he had like 4 pair of shoes, hella socks, every pair of shorts.
There's some heat in there, huh?
He got to the front and was like, oh, I don't have my credit card. I was like,
dog, I didn't have my debit card. I don't know what happened.
Or debit or credit. Yeah. Anyway, oh my God.
That was good times. Good times.
Now that's going down memory lane. All right. Oh, Jamal. I didn't realize you were wearing the Jaguars fucking headband.
Yo, go rub them wires together, my nigga.
Did you watch football last week?
Yes, I did actually.
What did you see?
Oh no, we lost, but hey man, it is what it is, man. And you can't make jokes, bro. We sent y'all home last like
you did. I just want you to. I'm not making jokes. I'm just asking about the game. What'd you see? Like, how do you feel?
I barely got to watch it because I was at work.
Oh,
nah, man. Like, I definitely like because I was texting you guys the group chat. I'm like, man, that'd be crazy if Patrick Mahomes got hurt. Then he got hurt. I was like, oh shit.
You said that he got like 4 plays later.
I lost the fucking Zach Gowen at quarterback.
Shut up. But nah, man, we just to make enough plays. Like, I know, like on that 98-yard Chad Henne drive, like there was a tip pass that like Foyer dropped, and then like, but if he didn't try to catch it, like Tyson Campbell was right there, and that shit would have been a pick 6. Christian Kirk dropped that deep ball, that beautiful pass that Trevor Lawrence threw. He dropped that. That was a missed opportunity. Jamal Agnew fumbled on that drive where we were going to score just to make enough plays. But
I thought you barely got to watch the game. You see every fucking play.
Well, I watched like the recap after, but I was like kind of following it on my phone while I was working. But hey, man, like the team did better than expected. I wish we would have won because I wanted us to play this week, but it is what it is, man. There's no shame in losing to Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, if y'all would have had the Bills this week, it's a real chance you get out of there. That's all I'm saying.
I think you definitely beat the Bills this week.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything good. No, like not a single thing. I'm kind of glad y'all lost only because I can't.
That's crazy. Yeah, how's your connection so shitty? What's going on with you?
It's crazy because usually it'll tell me the shit's fucking. Oh, there's a little Wi-Fi logo up there. I don't get any connection.
You want to leave and come back?
Yeah.
All right. Move, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
Talk about anything else. Stop talking about my connection. Talk.
But yeah, it is what it is. We'll be back. I just can't wait for Calvin Ridley next year. Oh, it's
gonna be an impact player. You think he's gonna do something?
It's gonna be so nasty. I can't wait, bro.
Right. Is he wide receiver 1?
Yes, hopefully. Probably not at the beginning of the season. Maybe like towards like the second half of the season, he'll probably start shaking that rust off of him.
Yeah. All right,
but I know the only thing I want us to do this offseason, I want us to we need to bring back Evan Ingram. Shout out to my biracial son, Evan Ingram. I want us to re-sign Jawan Taylor.
Probably
because I think he was like a top 8. Like he was like one of the better tackles this year. Like he had a really good year. Yeah, that's about it. I think we're gonna get rid of Shaq Griffin. He hasn't played, but yeah, I want us to bring back Arden Key too. I liked him as like a 3rd, 4th pass rusher, but
I'm trying to see whose pick we end up getting off of Sean Payton.
You think y'all for the You think somebody's going to trade y'all for him?
I think so. I hope so.
I wonder where he's going to go.
I think the Cardinals or the Broncos. He said the issue with the Broncos, he said this through Colin Cowherd, was that their cap space situation is pretty tight. And it's just going to be hard to like really improve the situation if they don't have any money. He didn't say anything about the Cardinals, though.
I seen somebody like he wants like 20 something a year.
Pay him.
Nigga, that's hella what. I'm guessing Bill Belichick has to be the highest paid coach, right?
It might be John Gruden.
Well, John Gruden was 10 a year because he got 10 years, 100 mil, remember?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think he might be the highest.
Damn, I feel like Bill Belichick has to be the highest paid coach, bro.
I don't know. The Patriots players don't really go for the bag like that, so I don't think the coach does either.
I feel like as the owner, you have to pay this guy the most. But now you might be right. I feel like Tomlin's got to be like a top 5 paid coach too, though.
Oh, I'm sure he's taking care.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid's probably up there.
Yeah.
Sean McVay, when every time he says he's about to quit.
Yeah. Hand him some money. But shit. Who you got? What you think about the games Sunday? Who you like?
Probably the Chiefs to beat the Bengals, even though Joey B looking fantastic. On the other side, I think the Niners win a close one, but I do think the Eagles are going to hurt them. Like, they're about to fuck them up.
I think the Eagles, man. I think they might. I think they're going to get Brock Purdy ass.
I do too. I think they're going to get to that boy bad.
I hope they get to him, man. I want the Eagles to win.
I don't care either way. Honestly, I just like good football. Whatever happens, happens.
So I think I got Eagles Bengals Super Bowl.
Ooh, what's up? What's the opposite lines on each of those? So you take those.
But I think the Eagles might win the Super Bowl this year, bro.
I don't trust them.
I think I kind of do. I know they just beat the shit out of the Giants, and I know the Giants are the Giants, but still.
I feel like that's one of them cursed franchises that's supposed to never actually do it, even though they did it once. But
yeah, I would say like they just won the Super Bowl like 5 years ago.
Yeah, with Nick Foles, they don't have him no more.
Yeah, they got a better quarterback now.
Debatable.
All right. Nick Foles was balling out though, but nah.
It is almost February. You shouldn't say that.
Yeah, come on, Blake. What the fuck?
Fuck Jalen Hurts. I don't care.
Oh, that's
wow.
crazy. Wow.
He ain't never do shit for me.
You bet because put on his father's in his life and his dad was a coach.
It's a lot less exciting than LeBron's story. Guess who LeBron's dad is? You have all kinds of fun.
Wow.
Duh, you are stupid. Who do you think wins?
Like LeBron's gonna pass Kareem's record, his daddy gonna pop up like, it's me. Like,
who you got winning this weekend, Tyrell?
I think Super Bowl's Bengals 49ers.
Okay.
Bengals 49ers. I'm taking Bengals 49ers. And I'm got a little bit of money behind that.
Okay.
Make sure blesses the house and the home.
Skin in the game.
We should see. You got to talk about coaches. I think Bill Belichick makes like $13 million a year or $15 million a year or something like that.
Big stacking on Gruden.
Yeah, no.
Even though he actually has to go to work.
Gruden wasn't the highest. Like all the dudes you're naming, fucking Mike Tomlin, I think makes like 12. John Harbaugh makes like 12.
Yeah, Andy Reid's got to be.
They all have to go to work though. Gruden don't.
That is that's the Trump card right there. Actually,
Gruden sent the email 15 years ago and collected $80 million.
That's wild as fuck when you really put it that way.
That's crazy.
What the fuck? Wow.
About some titties. Or something else. I know he said something racial in there, too.
Said,
I don't know.
He talked about the gays. He talked about Michael Sam.
Oh, you can't do that.
He called Roger Goodell the F word.
Again, I do agree. Michael Sam's one of the biggest NFL travesties still. There ain't no fucking way you win Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC and can't play in the league. I still stand on that. That don't make no fucking sense.
I want to see what NFC or SEC Defensive Player of the Year didn't go in the top like 20 in the last 2 decades.
Didn't last a season on the roster. That's crazy,
brother. Hey, he was a fucking monster his last year at school.
I never seen a snap. I just know what the award was.
Yeah, no, he was putting in work. in more ways than one.
That is kind of crazy, bro. Like this thing was a beast.
That's hella crazy.
Yeah,
I remember niggas were like, "Hey man, I mean, the first gay player is like that nigga." So like,
all right, hold on. I'm gonna name the ones who went after. This shit's crazy. So we're gonna start with
after him.
After him, or I can name all of them 2002 forward. It's 20 people.
2002.
Yeah.
You're talking about the defensive player of the year. Duh.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll start with 2005. This is the first name that I know. 2005, D'Amico Ryans. 2006, Patrick Willis. 2007, Glenn Dorsey. 2008, Eric Berry. 2009, Rolando McClain. 2010, Patrick Peterson. 2011, Morris Claiborne. 2012, Jarvis Jones. 2013, Michael Sam. 2013, they tied. He tied with CJ Mosley in 2013. Tied with a real fucking monster.
Somebody who's still in the league today.
Yes. 2014, Shane Ray, who high draft pick.
I forgot about him, the pass rusher.
Yeah. I think he did go to
Broncos.
Yep.
Yeah.
2015, Reggie Ragland, again, high draft pick. 2016, Jonathan Allen, Commanders. 2017, Roquan Smith, just got the bag.
Yep.
2018, Josh Allen of the Jaguars.
Big cooker.
2019, Derek Brown. I know he's in the league.
He's good on the Panthers.
D-tackle.
Yeah,
he's good D-tackle for the Panthers.
2020, Patrick Surtain. And then 21 and 22 have both Will Anderson. So he's on a list with some killers.
Okay. And you've definitely named like a couple busts, but I feel like all of them went in the first like 20 picks.
Yes.
Like, even the guys who weren't good. And like Rolando McClain and Reggie Ragland, I think were both like off-field problems why they didn't last.
Rolando McClain for sure was.
Yeah. I don't know if Reggie Ragland was. I don't want to put smut on his name. But either way, like it was basically a bunch of first-round picks there were Hall of Famers that you named or first-round picks that just didn't like stick in the league or productive players. Yeah. And him going basically Mr. Relevant.
and the one guy in this list with no fucking not one guy. I don't know who Chad Lavalis, David Pollock is. David Pollock won the shit twice.
He was at Georgia. He's the linebacker. He's the analyst, dude.
Okay, yeah, he was fucking gold, at least in college. But either way, Michael Sam didn't play a snap. Like that's crazy.
Yep, 7th round pick that couldn't play a fucking snap. And if he came out today, like if he got drafted today, he's a top 15 pick, and is probably the most profitable NFL player in the fucking world. He'd be on like in the offseason, he'd be on like guest episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race. He'd be fucking.
He definitely would have a reality show on Zeus following him around.
June? Oh, Zoom. Oh no, Zeus is crazy. June, he'd go crazy. He'd be on every fucking ad. Ruffles would have a fucking Michael Sam chip bag
in a rainbow Rams jersey.
Bro.
Not the Rams draft. Never mind. Y'all ain't doing the math. That's crazy.
Oh wow.
How you gonna protect this house when you getting bent over? I ain't getting bent over. I'm doing the bending.
261.
That would be the whole Under Armour campaign about.
He's only 33, dog. He should still be in the league. That's crazy.
No, you said CJ Mosley was like the year before him. He's in the league. D'Amico Ryans is about to get a head coaching job. Like hella people you name that are like on their way to the Hall of Fame or like still playing football.
You click his page on like for Pro Football Reference. It's literally just fucking blank. He just got his picture and his draft information, and there's nothing else on here.
It's fucking blank. Hey, do they have a nickname for him like they do on the Pro Football and Basketball Reference?
No.
Come here there. All right. Oh man. Hey. It's unfortunate too. I think me and Jamal watched this clip together for the first time. It didn't help him at all that not only did he get drafted in the 7th round, they had a camera at his house and him and his boyfriend like stuck their fucking tongues down each other's throat. I was like, dog,
hey man,
you're not about to last a second here.
The Pouncey brothers did that shit. They've had multiple years in the league. No one said a thing.
Wait, what? Their tongues down each other's throat.
Pouncey brothers, yeah. You didn't see that in the draft?
I definitely forgot about that.
Nigga, what? What kind of drink? What ESPN did you have?
Go look that. You already got your cookies is already fucked up. Go ahead and type Penalty Brothers kiss on YouTube. You'll see.
It's different. It's still different. Michael Sam kissed some like skinny white man like that. It's different if it's twins. You just like kissing.
Yeah, you kissed yourself.
That's creepy.
A hulking 300-pound light skin.
Hey, unrelated. Fuck Tom Brady, man. Leave that boy alone.
It's on YouTube. Hey, yo, hold on. These fucking ads.
Them is two wild ass niggas to be kissing too. Watching them on the
Hell yeah.
I don't want no smoke. That makes sense why they were such good friends with Aaron Hernandez though, because you know he was.
All right.
What?
Oh, they had a Make-A-Wish kid announced this draft.
Makeout.
Then he was a Make-A-Wish kid. Got to call it the 18th pick overall.
Yeah, they moved them back down.
All right, hold on, they got some big ass tall tees.
Yeah, free Michael Sam. Frank Wright, Carolina.
I feel like Frank Wright keeps taking the worst possible jobs to take.
What do you think is it, kiss? The fuck? That's kind of weird. But it did look like it kind of looked like
the fuck. We don't got to talk about that. Frank Wright keeps taking the worst jobs to take. Like, I feel like every job he takes is like one step away from having the good head coach that wins in the Super Bowl. Like, I feel like him leaving Indy's going to hire Jeff Saturday, which is obviously they're not going to win anything with him there.
That's crazy.
But that should have been him getting fired, and then the next, like, Miko Ryans goes there, and it's like, oh, the Colts are 11-4 or 11-5, whatever, you know, like the next year. Frank Reich seemed like he's about to go to Carolina. They're about to draft a quarterback or trade for a quarterback. He's about to have him cooking. They're going to get Derek Carr. Derek Carr's going to have a career year. He's going to look fantastic. It's going to look like that for 2 years, and then Frank Reich's going to get fired, and fucking the corpse of Lovie Smith is going to come in and get them to a Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he seems like the rebuild guy.
I thought this would have been a good time for him to go the OC route and then come back to the head coach because there was no like really great jobs available at the moment.
Yeah, like still show people that you're that dude with offense. Mm-hmm. Which if you have a head coach job, like the money difference is probably 10 times fold.
And there's no promises it's going to get offered to you again. Just like we saw, like Byron Leftwich probably is not coming back up for one of those anytime soon.
That stinks.
You kind of need to if that's what you want to pursue, you kind of got to bite down and grin, I guess.
Yep. All right. I was looking at this question about the signature player, like NBA merch. I feel like that shit is substantially worse because they're giving it to more people.
I gotta see this.
Like it was is it because we're grown or is it because we're is it just ass? Honestly, I feel like it's ass.
I was thinking that, but man, because I seen you know what I've been wanting to buy. I see them on sale on the Nike app now. I'm about to buy some of those Giannis freak shirts.
Oh yeah, the Giannis shirts are the cool.
That's what I was
like
thinking.
The freak
I'm like, kind of,
yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna show y'all this other shirt they got. They just got a shirt that says "Stay Freaky."
I love that. It's funny because you can really wear that in public. Like a couple of my coworkers have the like freak hoodies because it looks like it says Nike, but it says freak. It's like, hey, I'm a freak on the court and the freak in the sheets, like Giannis said. Those are hard. Giannis, I think, is Giannis, Paul George, LeBron, all have good stuff right now.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's hard. That's hard. You need 47 of those.
47.
But yeah, like the shoes we saw from Ja were ass. All the Jordan athlete stuff is ass.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's just so many more. Like when we were growing up, it was Kobe, T-Mac, Jordan, Iverson. I can't really think of who else really had like signature stuff like that. So it was like at max, it would be like 6 or 7 guys. Like you'd see like, oh, Tim Duncan has a signature shoe that nobody even thinks about. Melo, Melo. Which is the last good Jordan only good Jordan signature athlete. So I feel like it's less that it's ass, but so many people have signature lines now. like Jordan has 5 guys right now, or 4 guys that they have signature shoes for, or are making signature stuff for, and most of them are
actual standalones is like Chris Paul, Luka,
Tatum, Zion.
Tatum doesn't have his own shoe. Tatum wears.
I think they just showed it. They just showed a Tatum shoe. I haven't seen it yet, and I've only heard bad things.
Nah, so that picture's not real. Thank goodness, because that shit was awful.
But I don't have faith that they're gonna make a good one.
Nah, it's gonna be.
I'm not comfortable with that. And then Nike is LeBron. LeBron's look good. Giannis look good. Paul
Nike
George
has a
look
ton
good,
of athletes.
Yeah, they just have hella people. Yeah, I mean they got rid of Kyrie, but Kyrie's look good for the most part. So yeah, Nike does it well. But then like Adidas, everybody's tearing their fucking ACL in Adidas. So I think people stop having signature shoes. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. But James Harden shoes have been fucking awful since like the first one. Like the first one was good and everything else been bad. Jamal about to say the second one was good, but I don't believe that.
Nah, there's one that I swear that's not bad.
It was the second one. I remember you standing on this and it was ass.
I know the first one was awful though. I remember.
I like the first one. We both like the first one. They had the toe was one color and
those weren't bad. There's one that sucks ass.
Every one of them since the second one.
Now there's one on Blake had a pair on 2K where there's my player. I feel like those were kind of hard with the
those are recent. Those are recent. Those are like within the last 2.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is about to be like a top 3 all-time player and has no good shoe. Yeah, KD's are solid. Yeah, like all the Nike guys are solid, but
nah, KD's shoes aren't tight like that no more. I mean,
not tight like that. They're just good enough. Like they're hoop shoes.
I wouldn't buy them. I don't buy. I'm not really into any of the signature athlete shit like that no more.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, yo, some of this shit isn't clean. I do like those new bronze, but like,
yeah,
I'm gonna buy a pair of LeBron 20s, but like,
I feel like LeBron consistently makes decent shoes. Like
they still have the cold ass gear though, man, like the sweatsuits and the clothes. And
that Terry Claus joint with the blue and white for I think it was the third ones.
Yep. It was like that, God. Like crushed velour type shit.
Yeah, because it went with the Zoom soldiers for that summer, and I had the whole fit. I was nasty. I was outside. It was a Terry Claus short suit or a crushed velour, whatever the fuck it was. I don't know.
I don't know if crushed velour is a real thing, but I feel like if you were around that era, you know what I'm talking about.
Crushed velour sounds fire. But yeah, no, I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, I don't know if am I old now or it's just a lot of this shit just isn't fly. Cause man, I still got some Kobe hoodies and jackets. I'm like, man, Kobe used to have some fire signature gear.
I will say, working in a mall, so you gotta get a good feel of you see what everybody's wearing. Because some people get dressed up, they put their shit on to go to the mall. Some people there buying stuff, but you don't really see, other than honestly the LeBron stuff. You see the Nike Freak stuff because it just literally says Freak. And then you see LeBron stuff. You don't really see athlete gear in store. You'll see jerseys, but you don't see their shoes for real. You don't really see their clothing stuff for real.
Hey, are we not calling Joel?
No, we never got to football really. And then when we did, I started cutting up.
We can call him next week. It's fucking.
Well, yeah, and then he texted me and said, "No, fucking." He started anyway. Yeah, we call him.
Yeah, he can rant about the Cowboys till next season. We got plenty of opportunities to have them all. Yeah. Well, shit, man. Yeah, we can get on up out of there. It's almost 2 hours anyway. But
R.I.P. Tyre Nichols. Fuck Paul Pelosi.
Nobody watched BMF today. I'm guessing, right?
Nah, I ain't watched BMF.
I neither. All right.
Not today.
Cool. All right. Well, this is episode 89, the Steve Smith edition. R.I.P. Tyre Nichols.
That's it.
Yeah, that's about it, man. Hopefully, anybody listening to this, hit your bets if you bet on any of the football games this week.
Paul Pelosi caught the hammer like Mario trying to get his bitch back.